Do a little dance.
Thanks.
Is it because it's on?
Yeah. Oh, you little fucker. I'll fucking kill you, Rob. Oh, I look good.
Yeah.
I don't. Stream's on.
Hey, Alexa, stream's on.
Oh, she's fine. She's fine.
Can pee.
We're allowed to have pre-show time, guys. Okay, still pre-show. Where were we?
We were animal helper.
I've never done this before.
We were
Animal helper
501c3.
is really great. Liz, do you want to tell? No, I already did all the
Yeah,
animal
you did.
stuff.
I was just gonna shit.
Liz, do you want to talk about next week and how good it's going to be?
So we're going to give Matt a break and let him be a person for a week, not just a DM. And he's going to be a player along with 2 guests. So there'll be a total of 6 players and me DMing. I might be terrible, but come watch me fail. It could be funny. Or I could be really awesome and also be entertaining.
Defying all expectations.
Yeah. Thanks for that.
What was that old Mad TV show?
Lowered expectations.
Yes, this is where we're at. So they're going to be running an evil PCs, and so everyone's going to be super evil on the chaotic to neutral to lawful evil spectrum. So that'll be fun. And they'll be level 12, so lots of power. I don't foresee any legendary items being brought out and used against me. However, you never know. They might get lucky. And I will not be dressing up as Guy Fieri, even though it might be appropriate.
And encouraged, however.
Yeah. I mean...
You had already ordered something when we had that idea, though.
Just got engaged. I really don't want to turn him off forever.
But
Turn him on.
I think it would turn him on.
I don't
Let's
know.
be honest here. Let's.
I don't know.
What do you folks at home think? Vote now in the chat. I don't know.
Rob and I are being catty and failing.
Yep, I know.
So I'm very much looking forward to it. We're going to be evil and not like, haha, they're a little bad. We are going to be unrepentant and awful. So it's going to be great.
Correct.
I fear for every NPC I put in their path.
Correct.
Every single one of them.
They're
Yes,
all fertilizer.
we can all be.
All for it's food themed. I think I said this last week.
Correct.
2 weeks ago.
It is food themed. So if you are up on your Food Network ideologies and backgrounds,
Food Network
Ideology.
Just the pantheon.
Marxism.
of Food Network.
It's like Marxism, Contessaism.
Hey, you know what'd be really cool? We should post like a really zoomed in thing of the logo, like as a sneak peek.
We should.
On Twitter.
With the new logo, we have a new logo for this one shot.
Yeah, that.
oh yeah,
Like
logo.
really
I
super
think-
Or
zoomed in.
the
we
thing.
are unprepared to show anything because our
background.
technology
We could do
already
like a zoom in.
is a pain in the ass. I was gonna call it a bitch. Our technology is already a bitch, so let's not test the technology, guys.
autofocus is probably on. I didn't turn it.
Oh no!
You can fix it.
But yeah, so they are going to be gallivanting through the world of Flavorton, and will be maybe surviving, maybe not. But if you want to know when we go live, hit the subscriber button
That's right.
with all the pointy fingers.
Right up here, guys.
I'll be the
Otherwise,
voice you're
just
using,
follow
so-
us, and that'll work too. But
You can
really
follow
subscribe.
us and still do it.
Shh.
Should subscribe.
If people want to spend money, why don't we let them? This is the number one rule
Or if they're
of
already
sales.
doing
I
it.
don't want to
you know.
lie to them.
If you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe for free.
There you go.
Correct.
Best of both worlds.
And don't forget to re-up every month if you're using Prime.
Anything we missed, guys?
I'm just going to never interject and see how long Liz will go.
14 hours later. So that was the 6th time I had crabs.
So my grandmother's like that on the phone. If you leave any open space, she will continue talking and give away like war secrets. It's bad.
No.
So don't let me do that. Well, I'm just gonna stare at you now, Matt.
Does anyone else have anything they'd like
This
to
is your
say?
show.
You look great in that purple shirt.
Thank you. It
Do I
looks
get
great on my...
inspiration? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I enjoy your snark.
So, with no further ado, we will start the show. When we last left our heroes, the Prism, they had just defeated some monstrosity in the stone temple of Iversmooth, and then had departed from that temple, having solely and totally wrapped all their loose ends up on Iversmooth, with leaving
Perfect.
no stone unturned or any
Correct.
dangers lurking to
Yep.
murder and
Everything's
devour the
taken
town
care
people.
of.
Yep.
Problem solved. Problem
Stay
We
solved.
saved we saved the village, and they rode off into the sunset. Heroes for sure.
Absolute heroes.
And then came back with the Pearl of Seeing Unknowing and ran some errands around town, I guess, and kind of did what they do, talked it over, and used the Pearl of Seeing and Knowing in the secret chamber of the Bannered Mare to witness Alric. Alric, who was imprisoned behind a prismatic wall at the behest or under the control of Fonzia Moira, the Marquesa of Trilea, and one of the senior members of the powerful House Moira family who rule Eastwing and Mercinia, its capital. Upon seeing this, they entered into some debate about what to do. House Moira is immensely powerful, but they're obviously in the wrong. They're keeping Alric imprisoned. But they've been here before. They have broken the law, or came close to it, and suffered the consequences. And so we pick back up with the party having kind of said what they said and plotting their next move as they decide what to do as they're caught between what is right, what is lawful, and what is possible. The Prism. What do you guys wish to do?
Where are we still?
You were in the ritual chamber of the Plastered Mare, if memory serves.
We were going to go upstairs and talk to Sister Lynn and see how much she knew.
You
And
had an
then go
idea.
from there. And then I had an idea.
I think that we
But
should
we need to
first.
get information first.
We should first
Sure.
debate for about a good 20 minutes about the order in which we walk upstairs.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
kick you.
I should go first because I'm the tank.
You know, I'm gonna respectfully disagree with you there.
Dude, this is him Misty Step so that I can just get the fuck out of here.
Unfortunately, no.
I'm just going to dimension door.
I'm gonna haste.
So you all go upstairs. And Sister Eileen, who had kind of decided to leave you guys to talk it out, is still waiting upstairs in the Plastered Mare in the first floor of it. What do you say to her? Who says what? She looks at you expectantly. She's like, did you need any further clarification, or did you have any questions?
From what you saw, what would be your next move?
Wait, hold on. Where's the mic?
Oh no! Don't tell me.
Can they not hear us?
Scroll down.
Can you hear us?
Oh, there it is.
I should have said something.
Right. Sorry.
Yeah.
I got worried. What'd you just say to us, Sister Eileen?
Panicking.
Is there anything you would do, or like
Like,
what
what
would
was
be
your
your
next
next
move?
move?
What she asked.
From what you just saw, would you regroup? Do you think it's a trap to get us to come in first, or?
I'm not. I listen. I don't know what all you're up to with Fonzie and Moira. I haven't been briefed to that far. I don't know what history or anything. I don't know how much she knows, but my sense is that trap. I mean, yeah, sure, maybe, but if they know you're here, and if your back is, if there really is a ritual being performed, then you're on a clock no matter what. I don't know. I wouldn't go rushing in. It looks like you'd get creamed, but maybe I would say, take a day or two and gather your resources, then plan of attack. I mean, she's holding someone prisoner. That's against the law. You could try enlisting the local authorities, but that'd probably take too long and the ritual would finish. Beyond that, she's holding someone prisoner unlawfully, so free them, present them as evidence, and present them to the right house, perhaps an opposing house with jurisdiction, not in Mercinia, but somewhere else. That way it becomes a federal case. If you go seek refuge in Cragmandu or Narshley or wherever, in a different province where House Moira has no jurisdiction, it becomes federal. Just never come back to Eastland. It's a country with a lot of laws. If you're worried about the law, use it in your favor.
Perhaps
Good idea.
the Friends of the Fallen might be able to lend us resources if they have a vested interest in us being successful.
What resources beyond what we already have?
I do not know. That's why I'm offering the idea of at least asking.
I think the rest of the friends are currently on the island.
Well, yeah, there was a reconnaissance team that was never retrieved yet. That was all the remainder of the Friends they operate. But yeah, there's not a lot of free operatives in the Friends of the Fallen. We're all pretty tied up with everything going on. As far as additional resources, we got some potions. I got some extra potions I can give you. I can set you up with a couple fences if you're looking for. Well, actually, no. Our fence is in the island.
Would the resources that are on the island be of use?
You got the fence? I don't even know if they're alive. I wasn't there.
Mhm.
But yeah, they're operatives. Someone who gets goods for you.
Oh, got it.
No, I'm picturing raw iron.
The fence.
She can't get at us because
Nothing
she's trapped.
passes the
Correct.
fence.
Correct. I assumed it was a person with skills. I just didn't know
Yeah.
what that meant in
Yeah.
shady terms.
Skills to defend.
Need to get a criminals for dummies book.
Sorry, I'm not criminal enough, guys.
The term
I'll
comes from,
work
I
on
think,
it.
the prison system when they would be by the fence, and that's how they would get goods from the outside to the inside.
You know, if you guys need a
You
garage
know what?
door, I know
if
just
I
the
ever
person.
go to a prison system, this will be useful information.
Perfect.
Bring a lot of cigarettes.
Liz comes with a tear tattoo or two.
Oh no!
I'm getting in.
The next time we see her, she's just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a neck tattoo.
oh
Gosh,
I'm all hard now.
no! Oh no!
I'm ham.
Don't make fun of me. I got you.
She's so ham.
Did you have any other questions for me? It's kind of getting late, but I don't want to rush it. But
No, I don't think so.
No, just trying to figure out what we have, what we don't.
Yeah, trying to take stock.
Where we're out.
Mm.
As long as we take to do things, she has just as much time. So, it's kind of a catch-22.
right, assuming that she doesn't actually have like an actual goal, independent of.
But everything we saw, you believe is real? It wasn't just a trap?
Yeah, I believe it's real.
Okay. And that's what we've got.
Yeah.
Thank you for your help.
You're welcome.
Thank
Good
you.
luck. I'll take the pearl back. On behalf of the friends. She tucks it into her habit. Well, I'll be around if you need me. Good luck.
Thanks.
Thank you.
If you go back to Iversmith, let me know.
Ooh.
Walks away.
Do you know if Morgan and Glitch would be able to lend us some resources? Or even come with us or do anything? Do you know when they'll even be here?
We would know if they were here.
You do think
I'll put it that way.
you do think that they're coming in tomorrow morning.
Right. I think you said that last week, but yeah. They should be here soon, but we would know if they were already here.
Okay.
Morgan arrives, it's a ruckus. How she likes it.
Yes.
Could you get a message to her to show up, maybe dusk tomorrow? And cause a scene wherever she shows up as a distraction?
Would she be able to pull Moira
Guards?
away?
So the only way I can get in touch with her is with their sending card, which I really don't want to use if I don't have to.
Okay.
Can either of you send messages magically?
No.
We could contact
I'm
the
sure there's a service or something. we
sending
could use.
service. Indeed.
And even if she arrives earlier, if she could get an audience with...
If she could
Fonzie.
ask for an entourage, basically
Yeah.
an armed entourage through town that would pull resources and Moira away from the house.
Yeah, or even if Moira's interested, meet with her. Just basically get her away so that we don't have to deal with rescuing Ulrich and fighting her at the same time if she interferes. If we're able to get in and get out. Kind of like a snatch and grab, then she can't complete the ritual if she doesn't have Ulrich.
I have one thought. Moira would know our association with Morgan at this point. We are in the newspaper
Correct,
with
yes.
Morgan. I believe she
True.
would be too clever to see through such a ruse. Or
But
she
to
would see through
save
such a ruse.
face, could she ignore such a celebrity?
She could claim to
This
be
is
She
all
ill.
about
she
hate.
may bolster guards and stuff if she knows that that's probably when we'll strike.
She could claim to be
Right.
ill. In the city of healers. That's ironic.
Being a healer herself.
No, it's a fair point.
Yeah.
She'd probably put those together.
I still have Beverly's card too. So
We're already in deep with him, though. I mean, you're deep.
What about
no,
your
the one I
friends?
have is favors.
We have
It's
new
my
friends.
freebie.
Okay.
How many extra cloaks do we now have?
Cloaks?
I've collected 5. I find them quite fashionable. That's the joke.
What did I miss here?
We just became acolytes, didn't we?
Oh,
Unless
those-
I
those
misunderstood
robes.
that.
The robes.
If we talked, if we talked, Mr. Mind Flayer Man.
No!
Oh no!
And
What?
And what's his face into helping us get rid of the scourge that's holding Moira because she has fallen ill to the Kraken.
We
It gets
invited,
them off the island. Someone else will probably kill them, and they're a big enough distraction to get us into the castle and probably save Alric.
Will they even make it into the city, like up to there,
We
without
can
being like
disguise
stopped
them.
by the
perhaps
gates and
we
stuff?
could just put them in Mr. Bones' carriage
We can
and drop them
disguise
off on the
them,
roof of the building.
Unless any of the arches we've passed underneath have a magical shield to them, which we could check for on the way out of town.
Perhaps we could fly over all those arches in Mr. Bones' carriage and drop them on the ceiling,
Oh God.
on the roof.
Do we have... Okay, hang on now.
So
Do we have any reason to believe that these people wouldn't just be killed outright by House Moira?
which people?
I mean, they most likely would be, but that's killing 2 birds with 1 stone.
What's the bird on that one?
I didn't
Why
recognize a bird. I think
It's
they
a-
were.
Why are we throwing in
Aren't
extra
mind
people
flayers-
getting killed?
Aren't
They're
mind
on the-
flayers generally evil?
Yeah, they're.
Oh, the mind...
they're
Are
the
you
evil
just
cult.
talking about the mind
We're
flayer?
talking about the
Mind
evil
flayer-
cult.
Yeah,
So and
And
then
undead.
whatever the Depths Master.
Our audio system is not good enough to handle crosstalk. 1 person at a time.
but... Okay, hang on. You're suggesting that we get the mind flayer and all the other, like, acolytes and...
And we airdrop them onto Moira.
Not all of them. I'm suggesting the Depths Master, who's currently a necromancer, which in your world is very evil.
What do you mean
and-
my world?
What-
Is it not in your world?
The lawful world.
Okay.
It's considered evil. And a mind flayer that appears to accept us for one reason or another. If we could convince them that Moira's under the visage of the Kraken and
I'm not sure the Mind Flayer would care. The other guys probably would.
the mind flayer would have to follow the Depths Master, I think, based on their hierarchy.
I don't think he follows that.
I don't think the mind flayer was a Depths Master. What was his title?
Don't
He didn't have a title. He was just there.
He was
I
just a librarian.
think
Oh, that's
he's...
even creepier.
Mm-hmm.
I
He said he was renting space from them.
think
Yeah,
he's
he's not part of that.
just... Yeah.
Okay, so he might not care, but we could try. What's the worst thing that happens? We
We could die to a mind flayer. That's the
Oh,
worst
wow.
thing that could happen.
He didn't kill us once.
And then Ulrich dies, and everyone is fucked.
It's a long
Me.
But
I do.
but it doesn't kill anyone we actually care about, and may or may not save the island from a mind flayer
I-
that gets loose once the other thing dissipates.
I
I'm
would
not against dealing
recommend-
with the mind flayer, but this is a bit interesting.
Perhaps we put that as option C. If we
What's
are
A
indeed.
and B?
Well, option
I don't even know.
option A could be. If we feel that we have the time, we could return to the island and look for the strike team, which is missing. If they are a resource and are trained operatives, perhaps they would be more reliable than the cultists.
Yeah, but I actually care about their lives.
But they are
But they'll be able to operate more along our lines.
right,
Fair
and they have a shared communal interest in seeing the success of this mission.
Yeah, but if they've been incommunicado for that long, there's a good chance it'd just be a rescue mission for people that can't manage to immediately turn around and go back out. Not saying we shouldn't, just saying they're probably not going to be useful for one reason or another.
I just feel that the likelihood of their reliability is probably higher than that of the underwater cultists who think that we are
If we
their
bring them
acolytes.
back their
So the
groceries.
cultists are a distraction. I don't care how reliable they are.
Yes,
They're
I'm saying.
just a distraction.
Understood.
And they create their own distraction without us, and they're not associated with us, which means that if for whatever reason we can't get in or we fail, we don't have any connection with them. So we don't have to do it. It's just an
idea.
off the wall idea that made our DM look at the camera that way. Like he might want to murder me.
I don't blame him for that.
I mean, this is the things that make DM's lives wonderful.
Yeah, I do like the idea.
It would be.
Oh man.
Well,
I think. Oh man,
we could kill two birds with one stone. Find
Yeah.
surmise the fate of the people, and if we cannot find the operatives, we will already be on the island with
I mean,
the
we can
psychopaths.
even do both. We still find the operatives when we go over there, and we convince the cultists to attack Fonzia.
hang on. DM, please, can I get something clarified real quick? Because I might be misremembering something. But the goddess, like the drowned mother that they were worshipping on the island,
The deep
That's
mother or the
basically-
drowned goddess.
that's basically kind of an amalgamation of the deep mother and like Marissa, right? So they're more or less worshipping an aspect of Marissa.
I don't think they would see it that way.
But okay.
Potentially, but through necromancy. Right?
Do we know that there's actually necromancy involved with that, or was the necromancy part of the Morgoth? And
I mean, they had
we don't know
dead
that
patrons.
we saw the Morgoth actually raise that what was it, a frost giant?
Yeah,
No,
we're
storm
hitting
giant.
that
I mean,
weird
We saw the
debate territory
Morgoth do
again.
It's
that.
okay. Go ahead and roll.
We don't-
religion.
We roll once. 3. Okay, so 10.
10.
Based on
Wait.
you don't know much about the religion that comes from the Isle of
8. Sorry.
You don't know much about the religion that comes from the Isle of Un. Your best guess is that the deep mother, the drowned goddess or the deep mother or whatever, probably doesn't involve necromancy. Based on if your assumption is correct that it is a synesthesia of Marissa, it probably doesn't involve necromancy.
They did seem to be venerating the creature that we destroyed who raised the undead. Perhaps they saw the undead that were appearing as divine providence and did not question it or did not make it themselves.
Are we forgetting about the mind fuckery that thing was using? Because it was definitely warping people's minds.
Correct.
And it had people charmed by it.
And
So there's no
correct.
reason to believe that they, of their own volition, would be necromancers or...
that is what I'm saying.
Okay, we're saying the same thing then.
They didn't
Yeah.
seem to
So-
be under its charms at all, though.
I don't personally like the idea of sending people who are probably not well equipped to handle House Moira to their probable deaths.
So just talking about the Depths Master, who was powerful in his own right,
Sure.
and the Mind Flayer. That's it.
Okay. You're
I
still
wasn't
talking about
talking-
lying to him to get him to do something dangerous where he might die.
But there's a good chance when we go back to talk to the Mind Flayer, they're going to try to kill us anyway. Especially if we don't bring them their groceries.
We're gonna bring them their groceries.
Of course, if we're going to go back and talk to them, we just got on a detour. We thought that they wanted us to go back to the...
We got lost.
We thought that we went to Mercinia, to the bespoke grocery store.
We found the best groceries.
I think perhaps we should go...
Homegrown.
Top shelf.
The
It's-
store-bought's fine.
It would seem that our mission is drawing us back towards the island either way, to find the operatives or to talk to the cultists.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for trying to find the operatives.
If we do not find them, then we visit option C.
Or
I think
option
after
ABC,
we-
which is
after-
everything.
After we look for the after we look for the recon team, then maybe we reconvene and talk about what the next step should be after that.
So we don't even know if we can get to the island.
Correct.
What time is it?
I believe if members here, it's like 1 a.m.
Yeah, so
no.
I need to sleep.
Right.
If we're not going to go straight for Moira right this second, I need to sleep. And then we go to the island in the morning?
Perfect.
We will do that.
What's our time frame in trying to get Ulrich back?
I would say tomorrow, no later than the day after.
Okay.
We don't have time.
Right.
It
No,
was
no,
what,
I'm just
3
thinking
days
about
is
if we
usual?
even have time to go to the island
A
at that
few
point.
days, three to
Yeah.
5. You would say no more than 3 or 5. Yeah.
Yeah, so the
Okay.
longer we, I'm going to use this term lightly, dick around, the longer she has time to accumulate masses.
Right.
And again, if we can use any distraction we can to get any of her forces away from that front island, or that her mansion. So, and again, I'm not saying we do this, just something as big as inciting a riot in the island, getting the Mind Flayer in the middle of Mercinia, getting into potentially the bridge section of Mercinia. They'll be fine. Their guards will take care of it. But like getting something big enough to distract her, to get her and her guards away from the main area that appears to not have anything to do with us.
Tactically speaking, if there were some kind of disturbance and I had a thing of vital importance, I would double down on my protections of it.
Absolutely, but if we force her to take those protections elsewhere,
I
that's
don't
what I'm
think
suggesting.
there's enough guards in Mercinia and stuff. I doubt that she'll move herself.
I'm not trying to say that your idea is wrong.
Yeah.
I think that she has a lot of resources at her disposal.
That's fine.
I also have a different thought. Not something that's something to add on to the other things that we have to deal with, because obviously we have to deal with the fact that she could be luring us into a trap to
she is.
screw us over politically and get us behind bars, executed, whatever, I don't know. But I had the thought that maybe we should at least reach out to maybe my uncle and or someone like Confessor Grantham, and just if somebody can reach out magically to one of them, just get them some information so that hopefully they can start getting ahead of the storm.
You heard
It won't.
Sister Eileen.
I'm not saying it won't work politically to get Ulrich out of the situation, but it could help to get things moving, to get us at least a defense if we're going to need it, or
Send a
anything.
letter, have it postmarked. That's the best I can tell you.
Exactly.
I don't have anything magical to give that away.
Okay.
I don't think he does.
Okay.
So if we couldn't reach out to Morgan, we're not going to be able to reach out to anyone else.
No,
Right.
my guess would be either
So.
use a sending service or send a letter.
So postmark a letter that says, hey, this is what we know she's doing before we go in. Legally, maybe that'll hold up and we get lucky.
I don't
Okay.
know, but also, if we're the more I think about this, how reliable is the postal service?
It's incredibly
Very reliable.
reliable.
We've
Will
asked
it-
this question.
Do we have to worry about our mail being read in Mercinia?
No, it's super safe and reliable.
How much of that was sarcasm, Matthew?
He said that with a straight
I've
face.
answered this
I'm
question
worried.
before. Go ahead and
Okay,
roll intelligence if you want.
Sure. Because I
It's an
think I know the
independent
answer.
house. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Straight intelligence?
Mm-hmm.
No proficiency?
No.
Okay. 8 again?
So you
Probably
could,
be fine.
you could also write a smear letter in anonymously to the local paper and see what happens. If they post it in the next 24 hours, someone's trying to smear House Moira. Gives her a heads up or whatever. She already knows we're here. Again, it's postmarked. They know what it is. That's the best legal advice I got for you. And I'm no legal person, but
Right. I was just trying to brainstorm some
Yes.
on that front.
do you guys need me for anything else?
No, get your rest.
I'm gonna go upstairs and take a long rest. Toss and turn for 8 hours.
Okay. I'm just retweeting the stream of that. So, Selena is going to bed. You three don't sleep much. Is there anything you wish to do over the night?
I'm gonna go meditate.
Before you leave Civilius, didn't you say that you thought you had a plan?
I do, but we can talk about it when Selena's back. Depends on how we want to get into where Alric is.
Of course. Then we will talk about it in the morning.
Perfect.
You head off?
Mm-hmm.
No. You're a weird plant, Barbie doll.
What do you make of this whole situation?
We are obviously moving into somebody's, what is the term? Home turf. Who has many resources at their disposal.
Right.
That being said, we have done something similar in the past. An act which I would have thought to be suicidal. And come out on top multiple times, so I do not know what to make of it.
Yeah, I've nearly died each of those times. And that was small potatoes compared to this. You've nearly died as well.
That is a risk. But if we are going to succeed, we need to take risks.
I'm not against taking risks, obviously. I mean, I've been traveling with you a lot. But, there's risks where you can reasonably expect something of a favorable outcome. And then there's risks that seem insurmountable and hopeless.
You feel like this is an insurmountable or hopeless situation?
I have a very healthy fear of coming up against House Moira in any of these situations, be it political, be it
Direct confrontation.
correct, yeah, or be it, manipulating behind the scenes.
Unfortunately, we do not have time to maneuver politically. And unless we can
Correct.
draw her out in some way, it would seem that some sort of direct confrontation is almost unavoidable.
I mean, even if we did have the time to try a political maneuver, it would still, even that would be risky. But
I take solace in the fact that we have gained power and experience. If you would have told me that we could take on Still Tower directly, I would have told you that that was a suicidal ploy. I went into that situation expecting not to return. We have resources. There is a term, it says, strike while the iron is hot. If we wait too long, the iron will be cold.
I don't disagree about the timing. I know that we have a limited period, a limited window to act in order to keep Albrecht alive and to get him safe.
And stop the ritual.
But I don't know how much good it's going to do us to rush in there if we don't. To rush in there the same way we've rushed into other things.
We have come out alive.
Half cocked, and we there's no reason we should live through that, and it doesn't help Alric any.
Well, we have 2 to 3 days to concoct a plan to begin fully cocked. Perhaps we could set fire to the building. That always helps, I have found. That's humor.
Yeah, let's try not setting fire to the building. I mean, there's
Yep.
help in there that, there's people in there who work for House Moira that probably don't need to die.
Perhaps
Right?
we should.
Unless they're all magical unseen servants, but I would assume that they have actual people in there to some degree.
Unfortunately, I do not believe dwelling on it anymore tonight will make the situation any less dire. Perhaps we should play some music to alleviate your concerns. Or at least distract you.
Yeah. Maybe.
I learned in the field that if you think about for things too long, it will cause more damage than if you just not.
Right, overthinking things. Not
Indeed.
necessarily the best way to go about it. I hear you.
I pull out my violin.
I actually, if you want to play something, I had a thought. We've been talking about, doing the little whisper campaign, and I've already played 2 places. You want to do a little evening roundabout and see if we can find some place to spread a little whisper?
That sounds like a productive use of time versus staring at a corner.
Okay.
I'll disguise myself as a half-elf minstrel.
Okay.
We'll go out and
And I'll be a gnomish. Kind of a middle-aged gnomish woman.
Okay.
go play some songs about how
That's what I forgot to pull.
how shitty House Moira is, or how terrible. Or no, how good we are. How good the Prism is.
I think we should focus on Selena,
Okay.
considering she's the focus of Moira's ire at the moment.
Okay. I'll let you lead the lyrics. I'll follow along in the tune.
Okay.
I believe you guys where are you gonna go play?
There's a few places in town. I don't
There
remember the
was-
places that you went.
The
There
Giant
was-
Nipple, the Jaded Mustang, the Dire Bar, someplace rather.
What was someplace rather like?
Oh, those 3, the Jaded Mustang, the Dire Bar, and someplace rather are all in Lower Hogna.
Someplace rather. You haven't played there yet.
That's correct. I haven't played there yet.
Let's do it.
Okay.
So you guys go to someplace rather, which is basically across the street from the Dire Bar, down the road from the Dire Bar.
Right.
In Lower Hogna, it's a nice, cool night. You sluck through the muddy streets of Lower Hogna, arrive in the tavern, which has a decent amount of crowd considering the bar is about to close. You hear last call because it's almost 2 a.m. People gather around. You take the stage. Yeah. The corner stage area, even though there doesn't seem to be anyone performing. You just kind of put yourself there in front of the desperate crowd. And what do you do?
Follow my lead.
Sure. I'm
and
assuming
I-
there's going to be a performance check at some point. Which is
I
great.
still have spells left, so I'm gonna go ahead and cast at 3rd level. Because at 3rd level I can cast on 2 people. Enhance ability, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Charisma.
You do that before you enter, I imagine.
Yeah. Mark it. And I go in when we start playing. That's the wrong spell, so I'll do it in a minute. And I sing. Selena on the corner, looking for ways to heal the people. Then I look up at the sky, hoping to see her as she flies. Oh, Selena. She has a big history. growing up near Antonia. Can't living a life just like a druid would. Oh, Selena.
Wish I had a lighter.
Her past is a mystery, and her life is now a song, sung by this gnomish mystery. I don't know. It was gonna be Gilly O'Shea, but then I realized it was in disguise.
Beautiful job.
Yeah.
And I'll obviously play an accompaniment.
Roll performance check with advantage, folks.
Ooh, that's okay. 20.
19.
What's that? 23.
All right, you guys take the stage as you play whatever instrument accompanies
The
them.
violin. Yeah.
And you kind of see like the drunken, broken down crowd. They're like, the bartender, a human woman with dark skin and these kind of red freckles and this dark natural hair that is red highlights, looks up. She's like, "Oh, thanks for that. I'm not paying you though."
Oh, okay. How about a free drink?
Yeah, sure. Tips
Thanks.
and the tips are yours to keep. And you look down, and you have like 9 silver
Yes.
in your.
Yeah.
Make it 10.
retire.
Make it 10 so you guys can split it.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
No, make it 9. Make them fight for it.
Stop it.
Let them fight.
She gives you guys a free drink each.
Glorious.
Wonderful.
We're changing the common man.
I mean.
Cool.
Selena sounded like a proper healer. Plenty of those in this town.
She's. Wait. What's my accent here? Yeah, she's a proper healer.
Oh. Where are you from?
What did I remember the gnomish people in Cragmandu sound like?
They sound like gnomes.
Oh, well, they sound okay. She's a proper healer. Yeah.
Oh, I noticed your voice changed.
Shit.
That happens whenever she's performing, you know.
Oh, right.
You have to take
Have
on the affection
Have to
of
assume the
her.
persona.
Okay. Well,
No, we're a pair of traveling minstrels, and a friend of ours, Selena, she isn't like the other healers here. She actually is looking out for the good of the common people.
wow.
I met him and I saw what she did and helping the people out in Still Tower. So.
What did you just point to?
Wait, who were you?
No, you pointed at her. She's
No,
not there.
you. I pointed at you.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Yes. Selena. My bad.
You pointed at Liz.
I did. I
We
didn't
really
realize
didn't
I did
drink
it, but I
before
did
stream, guys. I'm sorry.
it.
Did
No,
you,
it's all
I
caffeine.
didn't realize how strongly I poured that drink.
Well,
I'll keep an eye out. I'll keep an eye out for her then. She's. I mean, there's a lot of people in this town who need healing. I haven't seen her do any healing of the common folk, but I'm sure she's great.
Well, she's been traveling. She just recently arrived in Mercidia.
Oh well, then I look forward to seeing her good works in Lower Hogna and Hogna Heights.
Would not believe what you read in the papers.
I don't read the papers.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
You know,
Most of my customers can't read, and I don't really bother having them around.
well, the elite haven't taken kindly to people not charging and gouging the common people for their healing.
Well,
That's right.
This town can use plenty of that, so I look forward to seeing those good works in action.
Her and the rest of her crew too. I think they go by the Prism. They've
Wow, look at you go.
I haven't heard of them. The Prism.
Yeah, they've made quite a name for themselves in Fort Mountain Hall and Bridgeton before that, and Still Tower.
I don't know where that is.
Oh, well, it's north.
Oh.
You get around when you're a traveling minstrel.
It's a town near Cragmandu. That's all you
Oh,
need
the
to know.
city that blew up. Did the Prism do that?
No, but they did save quite a few lives afterwards. Wouldn't truth be told.
Wow. That's
Selena
really
did a lot of
impressive.
healing out there.
Well, you should come by and tell the story when the crowds are a bit more full.
What time's good?
About, let's see, it's 2 a.m., so about 4 hours before now.
Good to know.
Yep. Anyway, last call and all was an hour ago, so she's like leading you guys to the door. Get the fuck out of my bar.
Bye.
Bye.
What was your name?
My name
Yes. What was your name?
was Zaya.
Zaya.
Nice to meet you, Zaya.
Nice to meet you too. What was your name?
Brandon.
And yours?
Rochelle.
It's a weird name for a gnome. Nice to meet you both.
I go by Shelly.
That sounds more like a gnome.
Fuck, you have to write down Brandon. Oh God, another name to keep track of.
Alrighty.
D&D guys.
Why can't I hold all these names?
Okay.
So,
Content.
you guys
So that
return.
happened.
That's the thing that happened.
Last call, bard stuff. Do you guys return to the plastered manor? or-
Yes. I could
Yep.
be a bard. I'm
Sure.
a bard.
Sure. Yes, you
I'm
are.
essentially a bard.
Mm-hmm.
Cecilius, what are you doing?
Probably meditating and reading through the book if I can, or trying to decipher any more with the journal. If I can
Alrighty.
page through or whatever.
Yeah. I think you've gotten everything you can for now from it until you go home and get your cipher.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
It's just something
Yeah.
I'm doing.
Sure thing.
Still gonna keep trying.
Alrighty. Well, the next day, the morning comes. You all start your morning rituals and prep work. What do you wish to do?
I will divinate for
What?
10 minutes after I wake up.
What god do you call out to?
So she called upon Marissa's power to expand if she was able to complete this ritual. So reaching out to Marissa and asking, is Moira's ritual your doing? Your will?
So you sit there and you meditate, you focus on the power of Marissa, the goddess Marissa, the mother of light, and the lady of the arrest, and you focus pretty hard. You get the feeling, no. That's the feeling you get.
I knew the answer, but then I will also take back that I have no magical way to get a hold of I will let Gilly know that I do have animal messenger that I completely forgot about.
Okay.
Well, remember though with Animal
It only
Messenger,
works within
you
a
have
certain radius, right?
and you have to have seen the place.
I've seen her ship.
You have, so as long as you select a flying creature, you're hoping that.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping to do. Yeah.
Raccoon's wings.
Raccoon.
Go hop in my wind boot.
I like how I'm just like, if anybody has magical means to get messages out.
And then also yeah, I completely forgot.
Sorry.
Druid stuff.
And then when we get us all together, I'm gonna cast water breathing as a ritual, where we're all sitting at a table together.
Okay, water breathing, 8 hours, right? 24.
24
Yeah.
hours.
Hey.
So, and as a ritual, I don't take a spell slot.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. And then I will go down to breakfast after I've washed up, so I don't look like a heathen
Cool.
too much. Oh. I guess before I do that, I will, after divining, I will have a quick conversation with Eurysadrill.
Okay. Good morning, Selena.
So, if we can be ready, we will be ready tonight.
Oh. Yes.
Anything I should know about how best to separate Moira from the crown? Can I do it while she's alive?
I do not know what things she has been up to, but removing a crown from her head while she is alive would not work, as it is a kind of powerful magic item, and she is affixed it to her face. My advice would be to cut her head off.
That'll do it.
No.
Decapitate that wretched crone and take what is rightfully yours.
Marissa does not back her.
No. If you can see from your vision, she has replaced the swords of truth and of mercy and justice with chains. Marissa is nothing if not the breaker of chains. She ended slavery as it was known then.
Yeah. Okay.
This is some sort of perversion of the church. Some sort of, well, perversion is perhaps too strong a word, but this is a radical change I have not seen before. If I may suggest, it is intimidating to witness your enemies firsthand. Her power is not to be underestimated. You should not rush in there. But I do believe that this task is within your grasp. With using your wits that have gotten you this far, collecting your resources, I believe you can triumph. I have given you all the power I can.
Just making sure we're all on the same page. I don't want to have to fight you as much as I have to fight Gilly.
No, I support you in all that you do.
And then I would go down to breakfast.
Okay.
Hey!
I'll be done in 1 hour.
Look at you!
See,
It's
but
important.
you had an hour to do those things before I woke up.
So,
He meditated in.
I can't do it too early.
at the end of the evening,
Yeah.
when we got back before doing our sleep, I put a second level healing word,
Mm-hmm.
a second level armor of Agathis,
Mm-hmm.
and a first level. No, I had that wrong.
Excuse me.
No, yeah, and a first level charm person.
Okay.
Okay, it can hold 6, 5.
5.
5. Yep.
Okay, we've got one too many.
Second, and a first.
There was still a first level armor of Agathis in there.
I thought I'd used it.
I think she used it from the ring.
Because when I asked if you had used it, you didn't.
Okay, then I hadn't. So, first level armor of Agathis. Second level healing word is what I'm putting in.
Okay. So no charm person?
Sorry, what I mean it has the first level armor of Agathis.
Yes.
We'll put in a second level healing word.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 3 total.
Yep.
So we have 2 left. So I'll do a first level healing word and a first. No, yeah. Charm person.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Is
That's
that correct?
5.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Done.
Terrific.
That's going to be a fun conversation this morning. Okay.
Because you went to bed before we did the
True.
spells.
We absolutely did.
Let me know if you need me to put any of my monk spells in there.
That's okay.
I'm useful.
Oh, actually, you could have put a second level, what's it called?
Pass without a
Pass
trace.
without a trace.
If you want it. But you've already put your spells in there, so that's okay.
Right, okay.
Next time, just remember me.
Yes,
in the
good call.
future.
I have spells too.
That's true.
I know. We
Yeah.
may
You also
have
have
to
some.
expend
That's
some of
exactly
those
it.
spells in the ring to put. one
Sure,
of
I
these
put I put pass without trace in there. Innervation.
in. Are you guys down at breakfast when I come down?
Breakfast time.
Yep.
And
We
hopefully...
waited your hour?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then I'm going to say we're going back to the island this morning?
Indeed.
If we have time to and we can get out there.
Okay. Then I'm going to make sure we can all breathe some water.
Is
And it'll last all day.
is it
So-
possible You go.
Before we go, I'm gonna go shop and find the stuff that they need from like the general store
Okay.
or whatever.
Do you want help?
If you want. I mean, it's just. Are we gonna hand wave it? Or?
If
I will hand wave this trip. I have
Okay.
nothing creative. to
Actually,
do.
I suggest if you want to be the shopping to go quicker, not to bring the girl along. Well, we should pick out the nice burlap. Like
I'm gonna have them like
thoughtful,
gift wrap it and
because it's
stuff too,
Gilly,
if I can.
and she wants
for
things to be
extra.
pretty.
Then you shouldn't have said bring the girl along.
Sorry, the
Put down
Okay.
a silver.
Do
Do
we-
it cost us silver?
what
For
resources do
everything?
we
Yeah, I
have to
think
enable
I
us
don't
to
know.
fly?
2 silver. I don't know.
I'll split it with you.
Give me like 5 gold.
So I.
Oh, that's
think
right. They gave us money for it.
I still
Oh, yeah,
have the
'cause
winged boots.
Liquor. 3 gold.
You have your cloak.
Mm-hmm.
Can
And you can turn into a form that can swim.
yes, but we won't need to because we can stay ourselves because we can breathe water.
I'm just thinking it is 15 miles.
I don't swim well.
No, I'm not saying we should swim to the island. I'm saying if we go back into the crypt and for whatever reason we end up in water,
Oh,
I don't want us to die, and I
Okay.
can take
Wonderful.
the 10 minutes
There we go.
now
And
versus
perfect.
losing a spell slot.
that makes perfect sense.
Yes.
Perhaps
No.
we should.
That's good. I thought you meant we were going to swim.
No.
Okay.
Thank
That
God.
would end poorly.
Oh,
Perhaps we should just steal a boat.
Why don't we just try to get to the island legally and just ask nicely for someone to take us there?
right. Let's just see if they've
See if
lifted
the door's
embargo.
unlocked first.
Yeah. Let's see if the ferry's running
Before we
again.
kick it down.
If the mist is
Okay.
faded.
Or perhaps we could. Yeah. All right. Let's see if the embargo's been lifted. Yes.
So before we do that, I was going to do another thing. If we end up having to rush headlong into whatever Moira has for us one way or the other, she will come bringing poison, and she will be immune to charms.
Got it. So we should equip ourselves with antitoxins if possible.
I can, anyone who doesn't already have resistance to poison, I can give you resistance to poison.
Definitely do not have
Yeah, I
resistance
don't
to
have
poison.
resistance to
Neither
poison.
do I. So, right, it only lasts for an hour once I've cast it. But for the duration, target has advantage on saving throws against being poisoned and has resistance to poison damage.
Perfect.
So, before we go rushing headlong, right before we go into whatever it is,
We'll prep up.
I can, because you already
My
have-
physiology renders me resistant to poisons.
I'm
So the
pretty
three of us.
sure that that's what the antitoxins did.
It does, but we used all of them but one.
Right.
But we
But
should
if we
just
could
buy
buy
more.
them, that would save your spell slot.
True.
Because they weren't very expensive.
Yeah.
They were 50 gold each, roughly.
And I'd say that's worth it for what it gives us.
Right.
Okay, and they lasted an hour.
Think about now. Let me just check.
It's
But we
part
can
of the-
figure this out when we get back from
Right,
the island.
So I guess we'll go find out if the embargo has been lifted.
So, but as I said, she can't be charmed, and I'm going to guess that she's going to be difficult to hold. And it's yes,
No, let go of me.
right. And what else did she tell me? Give me one more second.
You're okay. I wasn't signed because of anything
You
else.
sure?
I was signed because I sigh a lot. It's just I'm a depressive. It's too
So,
hard.
just real
True.
quick.
No, I'm just picturing all of us are just like, Jesus Christ.
I'm like, hurry the fuck up, Liz. She's like, was that directed at me? No.
No, come on, I just say that.
I just say
sometimes.
random things sometimes.
So, the antitoxin only gives advantage on saving throws against
Correct.
poison. It
No
doesn't actually
resistance.
grant resistance.
Okay, so
Just so that.
the spell
Yeah.
slot may be worth it,
Correct.
Right.
one way or the other.
Alright.
If she's using poison.
Right.
To the
The
fair.
We were
mask will
using
grant
potions
her.
of resistance to poison and the antitoxin together. That's what we were doing when we fought
Correct.
the dragon before.
So so she is. I don't know if you guys remember the crown that we saw in Maeza shop. In
That
Kathmandu.
look, man.
You fine?
Maze Runner.
You guys read too much into my expressions.
No.
He's just like.
Resting kiss to DM face.
Resting, why do I do this for these people face?
I don't know if you guys remember that, but
No shoots.
it pairs with it's another piece of Eureka drill.
So good.
Right.
Import
It
poison
shouldn't
damage.
be the power should not be available without this cloak. she should not be able to use them. But she has, and she's turning them to her own will, which is moderately terrifying. And so, knock on wood, I believe it gives her at least resistance to poison.
Sure.
And
Some of the same things that you get.
Yeah, but it adds the ability that it's going to be very difficult to charm, and she'll see right through illusions.
So you can talk to Eurysadril,
Yes.
and Eurysadril talks to you.
Mm-hmm.
There's a part of Eurysadril in that crown. Does that mean that Eurysadril is also can talk to her? They can talk to each other?
I'll ask you, Eurysadril.
I do not speak to anyone through the crown. My soul and my intelligence is in this cloak. And the crown, which is indeed a mask, is just one of the vestiges I wore when I was alive. Actually, more accurately, my high priestess wore when she was alive. It's my crown, but yeah.
Okay, I understood it wrong. It's just something that belonged to Eurysadril that her high priestess wore.
Mystically speaking, it is part of. To clarify.
Perhaps it is like her kidney. She can't speak through her kidney.
Or her appendix.
Is it possible that
She
since
doesn't
it
get
does
that.
kind of have a piece of her, is it possible that there's some disparate part of Eurysadril that actually can communicate with her that we're not aware of?
Not that I understand. I mean, she's granted powers and she's communing with the powers of the crown / mask thing, but I don't think that it's necessarily sentient in a way that speaks to her. She's just communing with it. And I don't think the cloak has any ability to control the crown at this moment that it's completely unattuned from. Once they've attuned again, there's a possibility of, magic's restoring, but that's not something that we have at our disposal now.
And how do we get the crown away from her?
Haven't figured it out yet. We'll figure it out when we get there.
Perhaps we should
It's glued to her.
get to the island first, and we
Yeah.
could discuss this.
Let's head over to the ferry.
Yeah, let's go see if the ferry's in motion. I just want to let you guys know that don't waste your time trying to charm her or or potentially her cronies. I don't know how far that extension goes.
Okay,
Um,
that's good to know.
Appreciate it.
I am packing Earthbind. I mean, as a person, she can't be that strong, so we'll see what happens. But that doesn't actually change her capabilities. It just would keep her from moving.
Got it.
Can she turn into a dragon form like you can?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think that's what this ritual is supposed to do.
Okay. Okay. So, to be clear, are you expecting to have to rush in tonight? Or are we hoping we won't rush in until tomorrow or something?
I don't know. I'm just making sure that you guys have as much information as I have
Okay.
while we're still together in a safe place, so that you have all the same knowledge and wherewithal that I have. Because I don't want to have to try and communicate this in a fight on the run.
Sure. That's smart.
We
Okay.
appreciate you sharing the tactical assessment.
Don't.
Also, I lied to you
Charm.
yesterday. I can send magical messages. We just have to go get a bird.
Okay.
There's seagulls down by the
How
dock.
far can you do that? How far away does the person be?
As long as it can travel within 24 hours.
How far can a bird fly in 24 hours?
What is the
It
flying
specifically
speed
says
of
that
a-
you should be able to send a bird as long as she's within 24 hours of
unlimited
regular
song.
travel. And if you think she's supposed to be here today or early
Okay.
tomorrow, the bird should be able to get to her.
My understanding is the distance is determined by the level of the spell. So if the target is within X amount of miles, right? Or
It's I think it's the duration.
So
it
flying is
lasting
50
is-
miles every 24 hours.
gotcha, yeah.
Yeah.
So
And the
Yeah,
duration
50
of the
miles.
spell goes up
As,
if you cast it at a higher level, right?
yes. So I don't know if I can cast it at a higher level using ritual.
you can. I looked that up.
Oh,
You just
perfect.
can.
Then it can go for as long as we want it to go.
Yeah.
Oh.
that's-
A bird is flying 1,000
Yeah.
miles.
Well, no, it
So-
can go 150 miles,
Yeah.
which
'cause
should be
that's all I've
close
got.
enough because she's probably You guys gather she'll probably be here in a couple of hours, which means she's about 60 miles away.
So do we want to try and use her as a distraction, yes or no?
We can.
Yes.
Distraction or a resource. She is quite powerful.
Sure. Resource, I don't know if that will go over because I'd be getting in deeper than I already am. That's a conversation to have at a different point.
Yeah.
But,
we can at least warn her so she doesn't get herself captured.
I don't think she. Okay, sure.
I think Morgan can handle herself.
Right, but I think would you also be able to get a message to maybe my uncle so that we can at least start the political wheels turning?
How far away is he?
Is he within 50
Is
miles?
he in Gish right now? Or would he be back
Either
in Richton
way,
still?
I mean, I'll
That's
double check.
really
I'll get
far.
you roll history, one of you,
Yeah.
where you can both or
I can assist with that.
Okay.
I don't know where anything is.
you-
Guidance.
Oh,
Take a D4.
yeah.
It's just checking.
I'll do a green one for Selena. It's a 4. So
Because my
that's a
history is
total
shit.
of 24.
Gish is 758 miles away.
The
Okay.
bird will get there in 2 weeks.
The bird will turn around. Bridgeton is about 300 miles away.
Okay,
It's
so
a big country, guys. Remember?
I figured.
Yeah.
It's a
But I
continent.
figured we
Yeah.
needed to ask.
It's
Okay.
its own continent almost. Yeah.
Yeah, so the duration of the spell increases by 48 hours for each spell slot.
48
so,
hours.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
so
it's 24,
oh God.
72, so 3, 4, 5. That's 5 days at 50 miles.
250 miles.
250 miles.
There you go.
Can't
so
quite
we're
get the
still.
bitches.
Shit.
Yeah.
You can get to the
So, yeah,
journey
2
of the
and
woods.
2, 150.
Okay.
So we can get
Carry
to
it
Morgan,
forward.
we can get you your uncle at the moment. But
Okay.
give it time, I'll be able to send it farther.
Sure.
Yeah, 250. Perfect.
Okay.
Good math.
So,
So I will walk outside, and the first small bird I see, I will.
Roll perception.
Shit.
You see a gnome flipping you off.
it's me.
I hope
Ah!
It's
I hope the
Stumpy.
devil himself tears the flesh from
your miserable bones.
I had to share that moment with you. Matt,
So Nat 17, so that gets me 24. So I can probably see a bird.
You can
Keep it
see a
up.
bird. The other check was for something else. So the check was for something else. So you
oh,
are
no.
you're walking up to this bird and you're like, I found a bird, and then you're like, out of the corner of your eye, in front of the plastered mare, is the largest type of this creature you have ever seen. Its white, alabaster white wingspan extends beyond the distance of your vision. Its large, scaled gut hangs and sags. Its large, muscular form straddles
Oh no.
the platform it seems to be sitting on. Its neck extends far above any building. A white dragon sits on this kind of raised platform in the alabaster welcoming.
Selena, does that count as a bird?
can never have a million.
Right question.
Looks at all of you, just keeps gazing. Looks beyond your form. As it does, you can feel your heart sink, your stomach tense, your butt clench, as like
I
a
wish I had any of those things.
primordial sense of fear overwhelms you, and it just seems to be eyeing the crowd.
I'm inside again.
Just seems to be watching the crowd. That is Shellatrax.
So try to stealthily take this bird
Roll stealth.
back inside with me.
You know, like weddings when they accidentally killed the dove? That's what she just did.
Oh no. That's an 11.
Okay then.
Do you notice the ant underneath your boot? She didn't notice you.
Man. Oh, man.
She, Shellatrax, the guardian of the Alabaster Welcoming, or the guardian of the Welcoming as she's called, seems to just be peering into your guys' souls. And she watches you intently as you come up on the side of the plastered mare and grab this bird and just kind of slowly step back into it. You can just see her arched in predator hunter eyes staring at you.
How do you spell Shellatrax?
Shel Actually, let me check. Sheo.
The theta is silent.
ATRAX. SHELARTRAX. Guardian of the Welcoming.
Anyone who's read Aragon knows that anyone that has the name Trax at the end of their name.
It's a dragon.
Good idea.
It's a dragon.
I love it.
Uh,
I'm gonna ask a
Guardian
just
of
random
the
person in there. It's like, is there a new addition to the town? I did not notice that.
You stop a
Like random
an
person.
old man.
Yeah.
That's Shellatrax, so she's here most days. It's her job to guard the port.
Oh, we arrived at night. She not out at night.
Well, she was gone in the island for some time, in Iversmith. And that's the last I heard. She's back now.
Well, we should all be much safer. Do you know what she was doing in the island?
Keeping watch and ensuring peace and tranquility, I imagine.
Thank you very much for the information. I'm new to town, obviously.
Someone will come back inside with this bird and tell you to send whatever message you want to either Glitch or Morian. 25 words.
Should I sext Glitch?
with a bird. That should keep things interesting.
Glitch, what are you wearing? Please respond.
This is not what my magic is made for.
BT dubs.
Oh my god.
BT
So,
Dubs,
so
miss
before
you.
you
No, you
cast
hang
that, what are we hoping to tell them? Just to wait and make a spectacle of their arrival when we say so, or what are we?
Perhaps we should
How are
start
we
just
coordinating that?
Perhaps we should just start by
How
inform.
I can't.
Maybe
it can't be
inform them
my
of the
show.
situation.
Exactly. Perhaps
Because-
we should just inform them of the situation, or ask for her to get in contact with us when she reaches town.
Okay.
So,
Sure. I will say.
basically, Moira's bad.
Right.
Send help.
Well,
Dude, Morgan, what are you wearing? Please respond.
You got like
Cannot respond to
15
this
words
message.
left. You're working. Please respond.
Stop it. Stop it. I have
PS,
25
XX.
words, right?
25 words.
Okay, so here we go. Morgan, it's Gilly. Please
There's no time for courtesy.
stop it. Please, stop distracting me, motherfuckers. That's not in the message. That's Alexis.
That's Alexis.
That's Alexis talking to Rob.
She's
you know.
obviously lost her mind.
I said, Morgan, it's Gilly. Please
End word.
notify us when you arrive discreetly. We might need a distraction at a to be determined time, if that's amenable. Thanks.
Or Morgan bad. Thanks. No.
do
Moira bad.
That was
gone.
25 words.
Bird's gone.
Bird's good. Thanks, Bird.
We should get you. I know what I'm going to
I
get you
think
guys a
she
present.
already doesn't like Moira. I don't think we have to
But
worry.
let-
Book of synonyms. A book of like a thesaurus. So you could be like indubitably like the most
Oh, stop it.
verbose like packed words.
Okay.
Alrighty.
That's what I've got. To the ferry.
I
Past
think we're already
Angry
there.
Grande.
We found the bird.
No, we were still at. That's where we saw the dragon. So can I like try to intimidate the dragon as we walk past it?
Yeah.
What?
would you
Just
like
like glaring.
What?
I just want to glare forcibly as we go past.
Alrighty. Go ahead and roll an intimidate check.
Oh no, this is going to end poorly.
Come on.
Did I mention that I always walk
Big
like
money.
60 feet away from her or more?
Well, there we go.
Oh, boy.
17.
31. I need you to go ahead and make me a wisdom saving throw.
Yep.
Nat 20, 27.
Well,
And that's without guidance.
you are not frightened for an hour. Congratulations. So you peer back into the eyes of Shellatrix, the guardian of the Welkin, an ancient white dragon. And she sees you looking at her, and she just, out of the corner of her eye, raises her lip, and you're, for just a moment, your heart stops as she kind of counter-intimidates. But you steady yourself, you lock eyes with her, you stay resolute, and you move on. Nice.
What do I know about Shellatrix?
Go ahead and roll history.
While we're walking.
Yep.
I can assist.
You can have guidance if I know you're doing it.
I'll just start the conversation. What do we know about Shellatrix?
Well, she can frighten
She's
the
an
shit out of
ancient
you.
white dragon.
27.
Yeah, there's some serious flirting going on.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure someone that one of you people know is flirting with me. Anyway, 20-something. Shellatrix, the guardian of the welcoming, is a agent and servant of House Moira, longtime friend of Cassandra Moira, the Grand Duchess of Eastwing. She is seen as loyal, gluttonous, powerful, and ruthless.
She fits in with the Gish.
Unfortunately.
She's like the Gish personified in animal dragon form.
Fear is her weapon. Or at least attempted weapon.
I think that's true for all dragons.
So you said she's loyal, she's gluttonous.
Powerful, fierce,
Ruthless.
ruthless. She is typical of white dragons in that she is an expert hunter. She can often be seen in the Great Span Sea, killing
Whales.
all whales, maybe even an occasional kraken.
Well,
when she
maybe
can
it's a
find
good
one.
idea that we didn't stay on the island and come across a dragon trying to hunt us down. So, maybe it balanced out.
Now she is here, and now we can go back to the island.
And maybe she already knows that we were there.
Oh, of course she does. We may have no one to send groceries to.
That's not good.
And that library might be on fire.
I do not know if she
We'll
could
see.
have fit inside. Well, I guess
I don't think
I
it
think
matters.
she'd tear it to shreds.
Yeah.
to shreds, you say.
To shreds.
God damn it.
So you do see that the ferry is indeed open, and there's a ferryman and a ferrymaster. And if you would have looked outside last night at the island, you would have noticed there's no fog, but no one to talk to, and here we are. Anyway,
I was distracted. Man.
ferry's open.
Awesome. Let's take the
How
ferry
much is
over.
it to take the ferry?
It's 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is 1 silver for the 4 of you.
Okay.
No, that's not bad.
I will pay us over to get us across the island.
All aboard!
Who else is on board with us?
That man you stopped earlier is like, oh, I was on my lunch break. I'm back. I'm the ferryman.
It
My
is
shift just started.
a small world.
Oh, it is. You were asking about Shellatrix.
Yes, she drew my attention. She's hard to miss.
Well, get on the ferry. He's got like this nice little, the kind of boat from Almost Heroes, you know, but
Yes.
it's a ferry.
Matt, I really do have to show you something that's very important to the stream. Do you see what this tab that I have open right here is? I had this open for quotes starting from the beginning
What
of
is
the
that?
session. Almost Heroes quotes. And now you're
Perfect.
quoting Almost Heroes. I don't know why. Distracting the group.
Come on to the ferry. He's eating he's finishing eating a sandwich. Let us be on our way.
Why is it always eating? Why are people always eating sandwiches?
2
when we're
people have
talking to
eaten a
them?
sandwich.
Yeah, always.
It's constant. It's a constant theme now. There's more than one.
It's a metaphor.
It's
a
layered.
metaphor for eating.
Layers.
It's a metaphor for hunger.
Layers, just like in a sandwich.
Well, you know,
We're a
sandwiches.
whole onion of game.
They're
guys.
the food of the working people. Also,
Secretly, this is
Portable.
all in Sibelius' mind, and we don't actually exist.
It's true.
he's stuck in the diner still.
I am.
Oh no! Pre-stream things, guys.
So
Go
the
watch on
boy,
YouTube.
I'm gonna make casual conversation. So the boycott on the island has been lifted.
The fog receded, and the Burgomeister says that things are all well. Then I've heard the nightmares have ceased. The priests are back in the temple, and all is well.
Oh, there were priests in the temple.
Yes, the priest, the priest of the drowned goddess, well, of the deep mother, depending on who you ask. The local church there, they don't follow the ways of the light, as you know. Marissa, they don't. They're Ooners, so they washed up on Iversmith, and yeah, well,
How derogatory is the word ooners?
it's what they're called, Ooners.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll have to forgive me. I'm a warforged, and I am not well versed in the humanoid pantheon. These
Not really a
Ooners-
pantheon. They're separate gods.
Is that what a pantheon describes? Multiple
Nope.
gods.
Multiple gods under the same religion. These are all gods of different religions.
Interesting. So the Ooners worship a god called the Drowned Mother.
The deep mother, the drowned goddess. The terms are interchangeable to some.
And what are her tenets?
Obedience. Seafaring. Adventure. Freedom. Things like that. Oh, I'm almost done with my sandwich.
So would you say that she is considered good, neutral, evil?
I pray to her every day, every morning. It's always done right by me. I don't think I'm an evil person. I try not to be. I try to do the right thing.
What kind of sandwich is that?
It's got a little bit of lettuce. Well, I suppose you're not too interested in eating, but a little bit of lettuce, a little hummus, some bean spread there, more bean on bean, a little bit of ham. It's quite good.
You know, you could add some clam to that sandwich. I've heard that ham and clam is quite good.
Ham and clam. You know, funnily enough, I'm not much of a fish eater. I'm not really a pescatarian. I like my meat.
I would not know.
Layers upon layers upon layers.
It was my job to make
Quotes
people
upon
food, so I'm
quotes
always
upon
interested in what
quotes.
they're eating.
Oh, you were a cook.
Indeed.
Where were you a cook at?
In the war.
Oh,
And his eyes drift off.
that was 15 years ago. You done much cooking since?
Off and on.
Thankfully,
find-
he doesn't cook for us very often.
They have me mix them drinks more often than not. What does that tell you about
Oh,
my
you're their
cooking?
servant.
No.
I mix drinks just as much as you do.
Like, immediately says to him, they're sort of like, no. No, I'm their companion.
We help each other out.
Okay. Well,
I just know he gets. Never mind. Not important.
all right. Oh, look, we're here.
That was a quick 15 miles.
Quick question.
Oh, we're not quite there.
It's like this.
Hold on, gotta bring it around.
We had heard from someone on in Mercinia that that no one had been in the temple. That it was just all closed up and no one really stepped foot in it. You're saying that the temple had been open and had regular worshippers for quite some time?
No, there's the church. There's like the church and the temple where they all are, and then there's the stone temple of Iversmith,
Oh, the stone
which is
temple.
closed. Well,
Oh,
was.
okay.
Yep.
And then the stone temple, the door mysteriously came open? Is that
Yeah,
what
a couple
happened?
weeks ago I heard quite
Okay.
the hubbub around town when it happened.
And
And,
are people in that one now?
well, I don't know.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood
As
you.
far as I
earlier then.
understand, as far as I know, there's no one allowed in that thing. But the fog's disappeared, and the authorities are. Burgomeister has opened the port back up, so I'm back in business.
That is good news.
It was a lean time.
We're going to have to
Leave him
go.
another silver.
Oh, thank you. It was very lean time.
We'll be back through.
Well,
We
with a
have to
silver
get
like
back
that,
to
you can
shore
buy
somehow.
plenty of beans for your bean on bean.
And I do like
And
a nice
ham
bean.
without clam. Good
Ham and
lord.
clam.
No ham and clam.
I don't.
Stop it, Titus.
Most people are regulars. They don't talk this much. Is there anything else you want to know about the island? Been doing this a long time.
What can you tell us of the Burgomeister? Is he a fair person?
Well, he's decent enough. He's a bit brisk, but I think he just wants to do right by his people.
What's your favorite piece of information or thing to talk about on the island to strangers?
On the island. Well, they've got those floppy hats.
Ooh, floppy hats.
They've got floppy hats. That's always nice. And they've got the ruffles. That's always nice. And the big boots.
How is this man dressed? Very plainly?
Yep.
in basically that fashion, or
No.
he's
not quite.
dressed very plainly.
Okay.
It sounds like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they got quite the fashion sense in Innsmouth.
interesting?
Iversmith.
When you're trapped on a tiny island, you have to do something to distract yourself.
Yep.
How long does this trip normally take?
Oh, 2 hours.
And how long have we been on the trip so far?
6.5 minutes.
I'm gonna meditate.
Don't get many elves.
Nope.
Certainly not fancy looking ones.
Aren't
Well.
all elves fancy?
No, most are dirt poor and broke.
All the ones.
The Gish made sure of that.
Why do I keep meeting fancy elves? Can't I just meet some
What other
normal
fancy
ones?
elf have you met? Oh,
And
fancy than
Glitch.
her.
Yep.
And Dardini.
Yep.
And Belna.
Yep.
Well, you must run
JJ isn't
Judging-
no slouch.
Yeah, correct.
Neither is
Beverly.
Beverly.
Well, judging by the circles you run in, I think you just, hang out with a certain class of people that, money doesn't know race. It just knows money just knows money. And based on your fancy little cloak and the way they're dressed, highfalutin folk are just highfalutin.
I don't own any flutes.
I have a flute. Do I
Why
have
don't
a
you
flute?
play him some flute for 6 hours?
No, that's really quite all right.
Oh, I don't have a flute.
He points to a sign that
I have a
says
flute.
no music. Taps it.
Don't make me tap this sign again.
That tapping's got a good beat to it.
No music. That's my rule. No
I
busking.
It's a good rule. They
No
make
littering.
a lot of noise.
Exactly.
do some spoken word poetry.
None of that. He points to his no
That's not
spoken.
music.
He points to his no spoken word
Oh,
poetry
look at
sign
that.
just beneath the.
No
Look at
creative
that.
expression.
If I give guidance, can I also take it away? Can I take away a D4?
That's called Bane. It's a good spell.
I need to work on that. But
This is the stream for the next hour and a half. 10:35.
Yep, hour and it's been 10 minutes. Hour and 50 minutes. Talking to Jetty.
Just real.
I
Jetty?
mean,
Jetty, that's his name.
we've only been on this ferry for about 7 minutes, so
real
Jetty?
time.
Yeah.
We do this in real
Have
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the dish spaghetti?
No, never had it.
oh no.
I think you might find it quite appealing.
Why would that be?
Well, based off of the savory flavor profile of the sandwich that you ate.
Mmm. What's spaghetti like?
It's noodles with some kind of meat sauce on
Have
it.
you ever seen noodles in this game?
Yeah, they have them. It's an advance.
And sometimes balls of meat.
Oh, it's a pasta.
Yes, it was a
What
it
kind
was
of
a northern
sauce?
dish. Oftentimes made with meat and or tomatoes.
Oh, can't do tomatoes. They give me heartburn.
And
gives
Notice,
everyone heartburn.
no tomato on my sandwich.
Indeed, that's why I think the meat sauce would be most preferable.
but there's usually tomatoes in with the meat.
You could skip the tomato sauce.
You just put meat on the noodles.
Yes, you do.
What is that?
This is what we worked with in the army, in the military.
I'm beginning to understand so much more about you.
Maybe we can start the stream soon.
We could call it Jetty's spaghetti.
No tomato.
Is this where we're going?
You know,
with
you
this
could put
joke?
clam in.
And Jetty
He
spaghetti.
doesn't.
Jetty spaghetti.
He already said he doesn't want clam. He doesn't
Not on
want
a
clams.
sandwich.
Clams
Yeah,
a muscle.
But
not
in
fish.
his Jetty
Yeah, but
spaghetti needs some clam.
Jetty spaghetti.
Not much of a pescatarian.
He already said he doesn't really like clams.
How
Where are you
about
going
cheese?
with this?
Do you like cheese?
Notice there was no cheese on my sandwich either.
I will
So-
slowly put the wheel of cheese back into my bag.
What
Jetty,
about butter
may I-
and oil?
Butter and oil is acceptable.
You can put a little butter and oil, maybe some spices if you like spices or herbs, and then you could put that in and make a nice little light sauce for
Jetty
that.
spaghetti.
Cooking with the
Maybe you
Prism
guys can
on a
make me
ferry.
some and bring me, and I'll try it.
No, once we get to the
Perhaps
island,
we
we'll
could.
I
see.
control flames.
Ooh.
Oh, do I have any noodles?
I'm
just
gonna
boil it.
meditate.
Anyway. I was just seeing how long you guys were gonna go with it.
Dude, I'm not kidding. 2 hours. Guys, get comfortable. We're going to be going through.
Jetty, the best NPC ever, whose voice has changed like 3 times.
Yes, it has.
It was a sandwich.
Hold on. Got something stuck in my throat. Yes, we're here.
I was going to ask, like, is the extent of everything that he
funny,
likes
she
on the
comes to
sandwich? Notice there's no flaw in the sandwich. Like, I don't like anything else.
No, that'd be ridiculous.
They come to me
Yeah.
on the day.
Jesus Christ.
Can we go to the island now?
Yeah, okay.
Thanks.
You arrive, the
I don't know why
jetty.
we want to do that.
The jetty arrives in.
What is going on?
Are you alright?
Yeah, it's the jetty.
Are you alright though? That reaction.
Jetty's
He's
jetty.
gonna snort again, and we're gonna lose it.
Bring it together.
Ooh.
Jetty's jetty jettisons into the port.
Yes.
It parks it. You arrive in the town of Iversmith, which, similar to Myrsinian structure, you can see where Myrsinia got some of its architectural flows, since Iversmith predates Myrsinia by several hundred years. The kind of pre-modern Dutch architecture dots the landscape. Nice, beautiful stone roofs and lots of some thatch huts and things like that, but mostly like beautiful stone pointed roofs and low Romanesque architecture in some spots. A kind of dour or serious look to the town. One that befits its kind of rough and rustic nature. You step onto the cobblestone stained gray street. What do you wish to do?
Well, since you pointed out the cloak, but I guess I forgot to put back under my cloak of many fashions. Didn't realize I'd changed them, but just leave it. Be obnoxiously green.
Okay.
Fashionable.
Well, perhaps we should ask around and see if there was any sign of the missing people.
Would you like to look for signs?
Sure.
See if we can find any place that.
I can help investigate too.
And I will look for any druidic.
Alrighty.
I don't
cool.
know that the friends sent a druid, but.
Alright, go ahead and roll perception.
And you said you're
Give you
helping?
guidance.
No, we can
help
investigate.
Okay.
Roll perception.
But you
I
are
guess I
doing-
can also help with perception too.
I can.
Is somebody helping me? No, yes.
I can
no?
help with
So
perception.
can we technically help you look for a thieves' camp?
I don't. Oh, you're not. You don't know how to
Just
look
go
for
ahead and roll
things.
perception. with
Just
advantage.
straight. Oh, okay. Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to milk it. I'm just asking if somebody.
I don't really care about advantage that much.
25.
Alrighty. So you were looking around for Thieves' Cant?
Yes.
Mostly, primarily? You see a little bit of Thieves' Cant. This was probably the least amount you've seen in quite a while. You don't see anything too striking, I would say.
There does not seem to be any sign. Perhaps we can ask the locals if any strange people were spotted in town or caught.
In terms of druidic, not much here. Nothing striking.
I might just go try to strike up a conversation with a common person, or like just to try to canvass around and see if there was any, besides us, strangers that were caught.
Okay. Go ahead and roll persuasion. As you kind of start to stop random townspeople and see who's approachable.
Do I have guidance on this?
Yeah, you have guidance until I lose concentration on you.
Rolled a nat 20 and a 4 on the guidance, so that would be a 29.
All right. You first stop a woman who's like, "Oh, we've never seen a warforged before." And you're like, "Oh, okay." You move on, and
Or I just play into that and get
no,
everything.
you move on.
No.
You move past that person and arrive at someone who you eventually appear to be. No, you basically go towards the tavern and talk to the people who are loitering there.
Okay.
Older woman who is speaking with you. She's like, "What was your question?"
I was wondering if perhaps you had heard any news that a group of strangers had been caught in your town, or any odd dealings with the Fogs and the Burgomeister having an embargo. Was anyone caught or arrested?
Oh, well, they did take some of the clerics into custody for questioning once the fog receded, and when the priests, Artur and Verto, they emerged from the stone temple, kind of delirious. But they've been released after questioning. We're just getting back to normal here. House Moira's kind of parked in front of the stone temple, guarding it. Burgomeister's not too happy about it, but what are they gonna do? Yeah, that's pretty much the state of the game. As far as strangers, there was a crowd that rolled on through shortly before the embargo, or shortly after, memory serves. They took off to the temple. I haven't seen them since.
The stone
Those are
temple.
all the fish people. Oh no.
Yep, towards the stone temple. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Thank you for the information.
You're welcome.
Any tips of local laws or customs that we should avoid? Is the stone temple off limits?
I would say so. They've got House Moira guarding it now.
Indeed.
Unfortunately, Burgomeister's not happy about it, but
And where would we find this Burgomeister?
she points to a very large mansion.
Thank you for the information.
You're welcome. Anytime, buddy.
What is your name?
Why does it matter?
Just finding out.
My name,
It's an
What does it
interesting
matter?
name.
huh?
Why does it matter? Is their name? That'd be
No,
funny.
that's not my name.
I thought it'd be funny.
Do you want to know my name or not?
I do.
Well, now I don't want to give it to you.
I just want Rolf.
Oh, man. Poor Martha. We're gonna call her Martha now.
Perfect.
And the reason I ask is so I have like a repertoire of like disguises. So whatever. But why does it matter? Is now the name.
All right.
Just because the DM understands doesn't mean the NPC.
That's true.
Correct.
Anyway,
With my 29 persuasion.
great. Anyway, so do we know what these people look like?
Nope.
Great. Great. Wonderful.
So they all know I was coming through town. They all know I'm a part of the Friends.
So we could have seen them as zombies and had no,
No
idea that that's them.
whatsoever.
Perfect. This is wonderful.
So maybe the zombieism was temporary?
I don't think that's how that works.
Zombieism is never temporary.
Everything I
Almost
know
never.
about magic says that's not how that works.
No. And we flooded the place, so they're
Right.
How many?
either
Right. Well,
dead or deader.
How many people were missing? Was it 10?
No.
6?
6? And I believe that we counted 1, 2, 3, 4. I do remember distinctly 6 zombies.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
and the last they were seen was heading into the temple.
We have discovered the true.
So we could go
So they
back
died.
to Artur and Verto and ask if
I
we
have-
want some sort of confirmation.
Stuff for R2 and anyway.
We
I have
do.
his groceries.
But if
Right.
they're are they back at the main temple? Is that
Yeah,
what
they
we're
were brought
letting
in
them?
for questioning and then released.
Alright, so we should probably talk to the Burgomaster and then talk to them. Because if they came out and they weren't killed on sight for being mutated, then
Alright.
they may be able to help us too.
Is
It
it
sounds like they have-
wise? Quick
If
question.
you want to bluff your way through that, I'll watch from afar.
Quick
I
question.
mean, we help them.
Is it wise to try to go talk to them knowing what's going on here with everybody's involvements?
If
I
they
mean,
came out of the temple, they could have told them that we were there.
We should
This
talk to
could
them.
end poorly. They could immediately turn us in, or the guards already know what we look like because the craziness. Oh no, we
We
just
should
went from
talk to
being
them.
figments of their imagination to real people.
We could also be considered heroes that caused the fog to rescend.
Correct.
Okay.
We came
It would
in.
be heroic things, and I have his groceries and his 2 extra gold.
Oh no.
We are nothing if men of our word. However,
Correct.
I think now that we know that in fact they
not
are
all of us
not.
are men.
Sorry, we are
Close
people.
enough.
I wouldn't have actually said men because I'm not a man. We are people of our word. And now that we know that they are not mad cultists, but in fact a respected religion, perhaps our
Which is what I said from the beginning, but that's fine.
goal of using them as cannon fodder is likely ill-advised.
There's still.
Yep.
But
And
maybe,
I'm going to lean in real close so the people around us can't hear. There's still. Oh, I can change this. There's still the librarian.
Yeah.
We'll hopefully do it later.
maybe that door is sealed.
Yes. Hopefully mind flayers can't swim.
They use their squid-like head as a...
Oh boy.
So do we want
Anyway,
to
off
talk
to the temple.
To the temple we go. This is gonna be fun.
Alrighty. So you arrive at the temple with a simple chapel with a pointed roof and a nice little whatever you call that, steeple. You just enter.
Should we go in disguised?
No.
Like make
Nope.
our way there disguised?
Knock on the door.
Okay.
Walk in.
Alright,
Yeah.
let's go.
Kick the door.
I mean, I politely knock for
Church.
temple.
Yeah, you just go.
Okay.
You're like, I don't know how this works. You just go in.
You
There's
just walk
you
into
don't knock
churches.
on.
I
Yeah.
mean, unless
All
it's
are
after
welcome.
hours or
Nice.
something.
Yes, temple.
So step on.
This is how
All four of
religion
you
works.
come on through. There is very few people here, maybe one or two parishioners, and you immediately see Shallow Sworn Artur and Depths Master Verta. They seem to be conversing, talking amongst themselves in hushed voices. Shallow Sworn Artur with with his black hair and shaggy demeanor, and the Depths Master with his more gray and sparse hair. They seem to be whispering among themselves as you guys enter. Their eyes glance over at first, and they remain Zoom talking, and they're like,
Do they look normal?
they look like they used to look.
Oh no. See, now they know.
You see him. And Depths Master of Verto speaks. It is fortuitous to see you again. And Chalice Sworn Artur says, yes, I believe you have our groceries. In
I
fact."
do. And I hold
Yes,
on.
we
It's
do.
all wrapped up nicely. And there was 2 gold change.
Oh, terrific. He takes the gold and the groceries from me. I'll see to this, Depths Master. And Chalice Sworn Artur parts. Depths Master Vertus looks at you guys. How do you find today, acolytes?
Much less foggy.
Yes.
How are you
Much-
feeling?
Much clearer.
Good. How am I feeling?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, excellent.
Can I roll insight on when he ran off?
Sure.
Is he immediately going to go tell the authorities that we're here?
Roll insight.
He's like,
Natural 20.
Yeah!
24.
He looked more like a man exiting an awkward conversation than
Perfect.
anything.
That's
Okay.
exactly what we need.
like every time I try to talk
That's
to my dad
fine.
about my feelings.
I
Just
would be honest if I said I'm happy to see you all. I wasn't sure if you were entirely real.
Unfortunately, very real.
We
More fortunately.
fortunately
Because
for these
otherwise-
people, that's for sure.
what'd you say?
Fortunately, I guess.
I would think.
You departed quickly once the madness began to fade.
Right.
Our memories and it all started coming flooding back. We fell into this. I don't know how much you know about this, but Iversmouth has been plagued by nightmares for about 2 weeks, 3, ever since the stone temple door opened. We fell into this creature's spell, their charms, and well, we scrambled to make sense of it, and anything that happened in that stone temple, I think, is best left between those who were there. Yes?
We
Are
hope
we
to
all
keep it
agree?
that way.
Yes, good.
100%.
We all did things that we didn't want to do. Yes, well, yes, the other occupants, the ones that we dealt with.
Are there any remaining?
we didn't think it wise to take on the librarian.
That's a smart decision,
Yes,
I think.
very good
We
choice.
also were a bit out of resources
Yes.
ourselves.
I did venture into past the light and through the tunnel. That creature does remain dead. That aberration.
Oh, that's good.
But and I believe the librarian has vacated the premises.
That's
Good for the
sort of
island.
good news, bad news situation,
Yes,
isn't
I'm
it?
hoping they don't turn up.
Right.
Just keep an eye out if you see anything. I mean, let us know.
I will let you know.
If it comes back to Hunter Island, we should be partially responsible for helping you take
Yes.
care of it.
All right.
If it doesn't, Hunter Island, out of sight, out of mind.
I'm assuming you didn't just actually come back for the groceries. Did you need something?
We had missing people that we were looking for. Unfortunately, it seems that they fell to the occupants of the stone temple.
Yes, I'm afraid we kind of lured people in and murdered them. And then raised them as zombies.
Right.
Like I said, what happens in the stone temple stays in the stone temple.
Yes, yes, there's no reason to dwell on such horrors.
We do have a question about that though.
Oh,
About the staying within the stone temple thing. We know that you were questioned by people of House Moira.
yes.
Sort of interviewed or
Yes. More so
debriefed.
interviewed, but yes. They were there when the Burgomeister questioned us, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What do they know of what happens?
They just knew about the murdering and the raising of zombies. We told them a great deal, but they I don't think I mentioned you. It was all kind of a fevered dream, to be honest. I told them they wanted to know how the spell ended. I told them I didn't know.
And would there be any kind of reward for having ended the terror that was plaguing your town?
Oh, of course, but you would have to admit responsibility.
Right.
Would that carry with it any negative repercussions?
What's your take on that situation?
Didn't you just want to make sure that House Moira didn't know you were there, and then if you announced you were responsible and got rewarded for it, House Moira would know you were there?
Correct. We're a bit concerned about whether or not people should know. We're not quite sure.
Well, and the Burgomaster operates independently of House Moira, from my understanding. Perhaps he would be much more ingratiated towards us, but would not feel the need to inform House Moira.
Correct, and he's not very happy with House Moira.
Didn't
right
we
now.
all just agree what happened to the Stone Temple should remain a secret?
Sure.
Am I the only one here? Hello?
I thought
you're
that you
not.
just
But
told
he
us
already
that
knows,
you
doesn't
informed the Burgomaster that you murdered
I just
people.
told you that Yes, I told the Burgomaster I murdered people. I didn't tell them that these strangers came and rescued.
They were under
Right.
the same
Us.
charms you were.
Yeah.
They're a bit scrambled.
No, I am well within my cognitive.
I don't remember being charmed at all.
I'm simply asserting that we
I mean,
might
I
have
can't
an
be
access.
charmed.
We might have access to a resource here.
I can
The
just be
Burgomaster is no friend to House Moira. We have done his town a great service. Perhaps we inform him of our deeds. It would not put us in any negative position with him.
He's also currently under the thumb of House Moira. He has guards here he can't get rid of.
Why don't we go talk with him and see how
Indeed.
well surrounded he is, or...
If we go talk to him, we have to explain our being here.
No, we don't. We're visiting
Um,
the island after
do
it
you-
came open. We're travelers.
Maybe? It might work, but
Do you know
I'm not
this-
really sure.
I'll direct this question to the priest. Do you know the Burgomaster to be a fair or honorable person?
He tries. He's not a bad man. I mean, he listened to us when we explained everything that had happened. The things that we told him, and he listened.
Does he have any love for House Moira?
No, but he also doesn't really have the resources to challenge them. He's a mayor.
Of course. Of course.
Mm.
I also don't know why you would want to. I don't know what you are all up to, but I don't think the Burgomeister is interested in challenging House Moira. They are already on the island. That's more than we wanted.
No, we have no intention of challenging House Moira.
Okay, then. Well,
I don't know when we mentioned that.
okay. So you're just asking if the Burgomeister wants to challenge House Moira, because
Didn't we?
No, I said
We
just to your
said that
friend
he
of
doesn't like
Asmara.
them. Yeah,
Okay.
because they've got guards on his island.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds great. No, yeah, he doesn't like them, but they're here to stay for a little while.
Yeah.
I'm glad you
Tell me
and the
about it.
shallow master.
Shallow Sworn?
Chalice one, our tour.
I'm glad you and the shallow sworn came out okay.
Me too. Me too.
It's not your fault what happened to those men.
Your mind wasn't your own.
Takes some getting used to.
It does. Do good.
I
There'll
overfed
be less
these
red in
men.
your ledger.
And
And
the Shallow Sworn and you can keep reminding each other, that it wasn't in your control, it wasn't your fault.
We shall.
I believe our work here is done.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, if there's anything else I can do, come by.
I'm gonna lean in real close to Justice.
No, lean slightly away.
I'm just lean closer.
Oh no.
Should we give him his robes and medallion back?
No, they were gifts.
They're
And walk out of the temple. I'm keeping this. This is a gift.
All right. You guys depart from the temple. With that, we're gonna go to break.
Perfect.
You're so weird.
I'm having a good time.
Me too.
That whole bit where we fell apart and came unglued was, you kind of created a bit of that situation with Jetty's Jetty.
That wasn't coming apart.
That was having fun.
No, we were all dying laughing.
Oh yeah, no, he was being
fun.
really funny. Yeah.
It was great.
This is called fun. You're gonna enjoy this whether you like it or not.
I was falling apart laughing.
All
Prism
right.
is over there.
Enjoying
Justice
tonight's stream. Post will follow. Subscribe. Tell your friends. We'll be back in approximately 15 minutes, maybe 20, and we're gonna enjoy some delicious baked apples. See you back here in 15.
Maybe some ham and clam.
Oh my
Hi everyone, we're back. You guys have just stepped out of the Temple of Iversmith, the church in Iversmith, in the actual town, not on the hill above the town, but actually in the town. What do you wish to do?
Is there anything else that we should accomplish here before we leave?
I mean, I'm not sure there's much else we can do here. And we do have a ticking clock, so to say.
Right. Yep. That's a definite.
Yeah. Can I make an intelligence check to see if there is anything else that me, the player, is forgetting that we're supposed
Roll
to do?
intelligence.
7.
7. Nothing
No.
comes to mind.
Okay. I believe that we have done everything that we set out to do.
Let's think. The part. The people that were scouts were friends of that were here. We've
Mhm.
located. Did we need to talk to the Burgomeister? Was that a thing that?
I don't know how much benefit we'll get out of it, since we don't necessarily want to tip our hand doing that until we've probably dealt with Moira, taking her out of the picture, and then we can potentially claim what we did here. We don't get slandered separately or differently, since Moira will be gone.
Too bad we don't have the level of illusion. We could have creatures loose themselves out of the temple and scare the guards enough that maybe they ask for all the others to join them. I don't think we have that.
No.
I can create illusionary images, but they likely would not pass close inspection.
I can just do little things.
And frankly, we explored that temple quite thoroughly, unless we were looking to find something else.
No, the idea would be to scare the guards into thinking there's more in that temple than there actually is, so that they would pull more guards from Moira to here.
No.
No, we would never actually go back into the temple. We don't care about it. It would just be another diversionary tactic.
Mhm.
Because if we have enough diversions, all happen at once. She can't handle everything.
Mm-hmm.
And if they all look separate from one another, you know?
I mean, most likely, if they don't think the temple's safe, they'll send shell tracks over.
Right.
Which would be acceptable. Get her away from where we are.
By the way, do I notice if Shellatrax has followed us?
Stealthing around the corner.
Now that you mention it, there's an ancient white dragon sitting on the temple.
No.
I meant in the air, at a distance.
Yeah, she's hovering above you guys.
She's behind,
No, she's not there.
peeking behind the temple.
Okay, alright.
See me?
Go ahead, just mock me for a question, it's fine.
Correct.
I'll continue
Yeah,
to.
it's
I
acceptable.
love you.
Moving on. Shall we go back then?
Indeed. Hopefully,
Okay, great. Let's do it.
hopefully Jetty is still there.
Fairy doesn't come and makes one trip a day.
Is Jetty there?
Oh no.
No, Jetty's not there.
Are there any other fairies there?
So you go to the port of Iversmith. You ask around. Wow, he'll be back in 2 hours. Well, no, wait. 4 hours.
4
Because
hours.
we didn't check the ferry schedule before we left. We just got on the ferry.
I forgot to
So-
download the app on my phone.
It makes sense. If it takes 2 hours
What's
to
a
get
phone?
here, then he'll probably travel
What?
back and then
What's a
travel
phone?
back again.
What's
What are you
an app?
talking about?
Gladiosa didn't check either.
Do we have... Perhaps we can kill 4 hours.
Wow. That wouldn't be very nice for those 4 hours.
The 4 hour sitters.
You're not the only one who's been picking up humor.
Oh,
or
I'm not
or
funny.
implementing humor.
I'm not funny.
I'm glad that we didn't have to say it.
Anyway. Let's go. Well, we've got 4 hours. Let's go make some spaghetti for Jetty.
That seems like a wonderful use of our time.
What else are we going to do? We have 4 hours to kill.
Are there any shops
Do you
here
have
that we
any
could buy
other suggestions?
antitoxin?
Okay,
Go and roll investigation.
yeah, I'll help you. Let's look for shops.
I mean, as we're
We've
here,
got
we
4
can
hours
might
to
as
kill.
well
4 hours.
supply up if we need to get
Are you
stuff for
guiding?
poison and whatnot.
I will. Whenever I know what's happening.
It's a foolish.
Didn't make it out, but it was a 4 on the inside of it.
Aren't all dice
It's a 3.
4s on the inside?
It's not bad.
17.
Oh, so did that really make it all the way through?
This one? Yeah.
Okay.
17 total?
17 total.
You look around and you eventually do find kind of an herbalist shop. Probably the best you can do around here.
Awesome.
String!
We're open. Come in.
Yay, thank you.
So I'm looking for a very specific. Do you happen to have any antitoxin or other potions for sale?
I have some antitoxin. I have maybe 2 potions for sale. But I definitely have some antitoxin, some basic herbs. Mm-hmm.
Excellent. How much would you be willing to part with it for?
The potions sell for 50 gold each. They're just basic heal. I have 2 of them. They take forever to make. Yep. And I've got 3 antitoxin.
Okay. How much for the antitoxin?
50 gold each.
Okay. Perfect.
You only need 2.
We only need 2.
I still have one.
Oh, perfect. Well, we'll take 2 then.
Okay. 100 gold.
Huh?
You wanted to buy the potions?
50 for me. You know, these
I
people
think
could
I'm good
probably
on
use it more than we do.
potions right now.
There's only. Yeah. Apparently.
I have no need.
Okay. Well.
So, shopkeeper,
Yeah.
now that the mists have cleared, are there...
Fog. More of a fog.
Oh yes, it only came at night?
Mm-hmm.
What is the, I believe the term is 411, what is the happenings in Iversmith? We are new.
Well, this is the first morning without the fog. The first morning. Last night we didn't have the fog. This is the first morning after the first night. Nothing really, you know. The priests got arrested, now they're cleared, and Moira's taking up shop in the Stone Temple, but all is well. I mean, the port's back, so we get a few more customers, and we'd sell our fish again, and things like that. So things are looking up for good old Iversmith.
And the White Dragon was here?
Oh, the White Dragon.
From Mercinia.
She flew overhead. Yeah, she flew overhead. I don't think she was here. She flew overhead. She just did a flyby and then kept on going.
Very interesting.
Hmm? Why do you ask?
Well, she is quite an intimidating creature.
Oh, terrifying.
Is that a normal sight to see her fly over?
Yeah, about once a month or so she flies by. Reminds us that she exists.
Is it a intimidation tactic?
I mean, she's a dragon as big as the sun. What do you think?
I do not speculate on the motivations of dragons.
Oh, you're just asking me to speculate then.
You maybe have known her longer than I have.
Nope. Don't get involved with all that business. Just run my herb shop.
Can I see if there's anything of interest?
I'll roll perception.
15.
There's some basic herbs, you know, some things that if you are proficient herbalism kit, you could buy. It's a place to basically buy a few potions, some antitoxin, and if you're an herbalist or an alchemist, buy some supplies. Very, very simple shop. It's a miracle she has 2 potions.
Are there any other shops in town?
No, not really. I mean, this is about as good as... There's the general store where you can get your burlap sacks and your grain and your corn and the wheat and barley and maybe a little bit of wine or ale or what have you. But no, that's about it. There's the cobbler and stable master in the inn. There's the fisherman, of course.
Thank you for the detailed analysis of the stores in your town. That is all the information I
There
require.
is perhaps a few
Thank you.
more that I may be forgetting.
Slowly
What's
backing
that?
out of the store.
What would you say is your is like a favorite eatery, or does this
I mostly-
island have like something that they're
I mostly cook at
foods are
home.
famous for, or anything?
No, I mostly cook at home.
Ham and clam.
Stop it.
We're mostly known for our, fish delicacies and the way, nice swordfish and such, things like that. Although some of the deeper fishermen that go out on longer runs out to the east, they come back and they fry up some good stuff. So, yeah, mostly our fish fry and such.
Any recommendations for any place that we should try out, or?
There's basically 2 places that serve food. So, no. Small town.
Sure. Thanks.
We should go over to the dock and press T to wait and set that timer to 4 hours.
I want to find a recipe.
Matt just said correct. Let's fast forward.
Can we fast forward through? I find some kind of recipe to take back to my siblings.
Sure.
Okay,
You
that's what I want
find
to do.
Irish Smith swordfish. I don't know cooking that well, so some kind of big old fat swordfish.
You wrap it up in foil. You put it in the
Dishwasher.
Stop it.
Dishwasher swordfish.
No.
Irish Smith dishwasher swordfish.
I
Put it in
Canon.
reject
canon.
your reality and replace it with my
Canon.
own.
You know,
Yeah.
because the dishwasher's
Send an
meant to stay
animal
home.
messenger to your brother,
Tomorrow.
right?
At some point, yeah, we did,
You did?
yesterday or
And we've
something.
not heard from him yet.
Correct.
Correct. Were there any messages at the inn? Okay.
Not a one. No, we don't have to roleplay the conversation with Jetty. Please, for the love of God. Just, for the love of the drowned God, just let us go.
No. That's the only way you
This
can.
is 9:37.
What is dead may never die. Oh, it's you folks again. Been about 4 hours.
It
Do not
sure
engage-
has.
do not
It seems
engage him.
like a long time.
Do not engage him.
I brought him spaghetti. I don't know
What?
how I made it. We'll hand wave it.
Wonderful. A little salty.
Did you make
Sorry
it with
about that.
tomatoes?
I only
Did you
had a
use
few
tomatoes?
things. No tomatoes. They give him heartburn.
It's just meat, little olive oil, little salt, little pepper.
That's right.
Mhm.
Sorry, I went a little heavy on the salt. Tried to compensate for.
Oh, it's quite good. I like salty foods.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
You ever drink salt water?
If you notice, there was a bit of salt in my sandwich.
Kill me now.
Alrighty, Jetty goes across and back to
Jets
Mercedes.
across.
Jets across.
And then we jettison from it.
And jettisons into the port of Mercedes, the Alabaster.
Is
Welcome.
Jetty's last name
my
Jetson?
God.
As you guys park into the Alabaster Welcoming, you can see Shellatrax, the guardian of the welcoming, eyes the jetties. Oh god, I can't say Jetty jettisoning into the Alabaster Welcoming, peeking from behind the Alabaster. Did the ancient white dragon follow us? Oh, I forgot. Well, you didn't ask about her, so I assumed you didn't notice her.
It's only because I've been asking for games. How many people are following us?
How what?
This is the new symbol for Shellatrax. The guardian of the Alabaster Welcome.
The unseen.
The unseen. She who walks in the shadows.
Salt Master.
In fairness to Alexis and Gilly, dragons are known to shapeshift.
Oh my god.
Thank you.
And we've been asking for episodes on episodes of people are following us because
Yes.
we did at some point. And it's just testament that Gilly's been traveling with Selena for too long.
Not to
Guardian
mention.
of the Welcoming.
Not to mention, I don't know how far away she could see us. And clouds are also white. She could hide in the sky. I couldn't keep a straight face through the rest of that one. I'm sorry.
Is it a cloud?
I tried.
Is it an ancient white dragon?
She like the cloud transformation thing.
You like the gale force wind on your guys' face.
gonna use my Thum.
Oh no.
This game, we're just dying. For anyone still following along at home.
I'm sorry, I couldn't make it through that sentence with a straight.
Okay.
All right. Bellatrix, the guardian of the alabaster welcoming, eyes you guys as the jetty bonk into the side of the port, and you depart. What do you wish to do?
Shellatrax, I'm pretty sure, was Jetty the whole time, so.
I mean, you're not wrong.
We should report our findings to Sister Eileen.
Yeah.
The real Shellatrax is the friends we made along the way.
What time is it? Noon?
9:41. It is. Yeah, let's say noon. Sure.
And how far away is
Or
her
no.
temple to the rest of us? Because we haven't gone to her temple yet.
Sorry. Her temple, if I remember correctly, is up in Skillcliff. I got my eyelash in my freaking eye.
That's the worst when your
Yeah.
eyelashes betray you
Right
like
there?
that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a problem.
They
You
betray
should
you.
have a talk with them.
Oh no, the stream is gonna love this.
I have tweezers.
Would
Get
you
really
would
close.
you-
No, why?
We have a bathroom covered in mirrors.
Do you need a mirror? I have a mirror.
I think it's gone.
Just use the stream.
Sorry.
we just
No, it literally
Stare
was
in the
all up in
camera.
my eye.
It's okay.
I hate it when that happens.
Did you get it?
We'll see. Go pour it. I'm just gonna irrigate my eye on screen.
time will tell.
We should make
Please.
Matt cry. It'll get the contact out.
You already have. What was the question?
Where's the church? Well, we're gonna go to the church.
Sister
and find
Eileen's
the
Oh,
stream.
yeah.
I need to break her the bad news that all of her friends are zombies.
More bad
Oh,
news.
they're dead.
Dead
They've been dispatched.
zombies.
Right, about that.
I mean, dead zombies.
Your friends are zombies.
Really dead
Zombies.
zombies.
Okay. Her temple is in Skillcliff, which is next to Trilea. It's north of where you are now.
Should we check to see if she's getting her coffee first? Maybe she takes lunch down here at
It is
the
noon.
Prancing Mare.
She told you guys to check in with her, so she's probably not going to be around the plastered mare right now.
Okay. Plastered Mare, not Prancing Mare.
I was waiting for it.
Well, if you're plastered, you might prance.
That's
Okay.
You do.
potential.
So make our way to the church.
Yeah.
All right.
Straight past the evil dragon.
You guys go through the couple different, what do you call them, walls that, in order to get to Skillcliff.
As we go through the arches between the cities, can
Yeah.
I detect magic and see if there are wardings to, if there are wardings against like illusion and stuff?
By what means do you wish to cast Detect Magic?
So if I can focus while walking, I will take 10 minutes between one gate and the other and cast detect magic and then detect it.
I think you generally should be stationary when casting a ritual.
Okay.
Just to let you know.
And I will find an alleyway somewhere near.
Alright.
You could also ask me. I can.
Yeah, but
Do
you
it
come
at
with a
will.
beam of light.
That is true.
I don't necessarily want the guards to
The
do it,
archways,
but I know.
the ones that you pass through, are not magically protected. They're guarded, but they are not mystically protected. So you guys go in through Hogness Swath, and then you take a pathway north to get you to Skillcliff, basically, is how it works. Or sorry, no, into Haltdalen. So 1, 2, 2 gates, and then you head north and go into Skillcliff. 3 gates total.
How far is Skillcliff from where is Mansion?
So Skillcliff is right here, Trilea is right here.
So just north of it, so it'd be
Yep.
kind of close.
They're adjacent to each other.
Hmm.
And you can get to from one to the other from
Correct.
one gate? Okay.
Correct. Yep.
Let's see.
You guys arrive at her pretty nice cathedral. Large cathedral, white and typical colors of Marissa, white, turquoise, and pink. No gold and red like some of the more Gishari churches and Way of Zarin types. You ask for Sister Eileen, and she eventually comes down. She's like, "Oh, let's go into the into kind of the rectory, the private area." Brings you into a private area. She's like, "Do you got something for me already?"
So I think we encountered those that went to the island before us. when we were there last time.
Oh.
I don't think
friends?
any of them are coming home. They were turned into fish zombies that have been dealt with by the clerics on the island.
Well, like it says, seen many of my friends fall.
Yeah. I don't think, at least the Burgermeister doesn't know that we were there.
Well, that's good.
I don't know if Moira knows by Moira's means, but the Burgermeister doesn't know we were there because the clerics didn't tell him, as far as we understand.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and the clerics that we found in the temple were just, the clerics have been charmed, so that was fun. They have been cleared of any wrongdoing. They cleared as many zombies as they could, and anything else that was in that temple is either dead or gone.
Even the squid face?
The cleric said that they think he left.
Oh. So hope he just swam himself back into the ocean and parted our ways.
Never to be heard from again.
We can hope.
I'm sure it'll come back to bite us in the ass.
We have
We're not
eyes
gonna
on the
let
In
it.
the head,
that
perhaps.
will let us know if there's issues.
Oh, that's good.
So now we are left to figure out our next course of action.
I mean, I
But
think
just
it's,
thought you guys should know.
I appreciate the update. Timely.
As fast as that ferry could take us.
How is Jetty?
He has learned the wonders of oil-based spaghetti.
Wonderful.
And
Mom's spaghetti.
I've never been to the island myself, but I have talked to Jetty a number of times. He comes in for a coffee and stuff.
He was eating it like this, and he had it on his sweater spaghetti.
Oh,
Mm.
sounds messy.
Well, at least he didn't put the. Did you notice he didn't finish it, so he stuffed it in his pockets afterwards, and then some fell out.
And this is how lore is made, folks.
Well, part of it. Never mind.
Pocket spaghetti.
Terrific.
Pocket spaghetti.
Is there anything else
No,
that you needed from us?
The spaghetti on
No,
his
I think
sweater,
our
right?
transaction is complete, if memory serves. You guys got the pearl. I'll let you use it. I'm gonna keep it. I give you the location. You rescue the friends. I think we're good. Lock, stock.
So you're gonna keep it for the friends.
Yep. I'm gonna deliver it to him.
You had said that you were willing to part with some potions.
Yeah, I can if you'd like.
It might be worth it.
They're in the plastered mare. Go to the storehouse.
Of course.
Okay. Then we will. I think we're waiting for Morgan to come through town at this point.
Oh, okay.
So I think there's a concert that we will all be attending. If you'd like to join us.
I'm not much one for music, especially that kind.
Fair enough.
Shall we return to the plastered mare and align our plans?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
When we get out of the thing, I'm gonna pull us into. I'm gonna see who's around, and if there is a alleyway that will accommodate us and keep us out of view, I will duck into one.
okay.
Okay. While we're this close to Trilea, we should go figure out what Moira's doing. So I was thinking I could become a flying bird that doesn't look like me. If anyone wanted to stealth and look for us, or even just walk around Trilea, I hear there's good shopping. We could stay in contact with each other.
So we should identify the building that Alric's being held in at the very least, and
Yeah.
detect, if we can get close enough, detect if it's magically warded or not,
Exactly.
and go from there.
Did you tell us what your plan was?
It will depend on if the building is magically warded or not.
Got it.
Gilly, that window trick that you performed,
One-time deal.
you don't have
Nope.
doors, holes,
Nope.
portcullis,
Nope.
trapdoor.
Not that it would work on something magical anyway. I don't think. Right? To the best of my knowledge, it wouldn't work on something that's warded and magical.
You're not too sure. You'd have to try.
So I guess I could tell you my plan now. If it's not warded or magical.
Wait, we should do any of this discussing in the hut.
Okay.
Because
Well, let's
right?
So
let's fact find. We'll go back to the Pastor Mary, grab the potions, discuss in the hut, and then
yeah, and we can discuss
Execute our
in
plan.
the
Correct.
hut downstairs too. That
Perfect.
would be fine.
Right.
It'd probably be even safer than
do
Right.
you
quarters.
Anything
two
we do
want
should
to
be-
scout into Trilia then?
Of
See what you
course.
can
I
find.
plan to.
I can really quickly. No, I can't disguise myself because I'm still with the flying cloak. But we can certainly.
Besides, she can see through illusions, right?
She can.
Physical
other people
disguises
might
aren't
not.
illusions.
Sure.
Right.
A physical disguise would probably
Yeah.
be better.
If we're here in the alley for a little bit, I'll try to throw in a quick disguise.
You and I can just tourist our way
I can
around.
also hand you my
If
cloak.
Probably
we want
won't. We may
Fashion,
just
if
want
that
to
would
sit
help.
out here.
I have one of those. I just
Without
don't have
drawing
the
too
face
much
thing. I try to
attention.
cover my face.
That's
Oh,
true.
got it.
Is it fair to say you'd give me
That.
guidance if
No.
I'm trying
Yes.
to make myself up? I'm not trained to fish for it. Not so great, but that makes sense because I'm in a hurry. That's only 16.
Hurried fashion, you slap together a quick disguise.
Excellent.
I'll just check in on you with message every. What do you want? What do you think? 5-10 minutes?
So we're gonna head towards her place. So if you just want to openly wander towards her place, you're welcome to.
We'll most likely scout here. We don't want to draw too much attention with us wandering around. I mean,
Right. If they see us wandering around in there, they'll probably start looking for you, and it's
Correct,
more likely
but
you'll
if-
be spotted.
If you're an animal and then
Right.
Justice is disguised.
They're far less
That
likely.
makes sense. And I can cast detect magic at will.
Yeah, but you have that beam.
Mm.
On a flight of a small hawk. Are there hawks in this area?
Yep.
How far, minutes wise, as the hawk flies between here and her tower?
I'd ballpark it probably within 10 minutes if you're flying.
All right. So
Full speed.
when I check in, I'll just ask, "Are you okay?" It'll be 1 squawk for yes, 2 squawks for no. Come in here and get me,
I
because
think
you
it's
can't talk
all,
as a bird.
Telepathically, she can.
Yeah, I think it's all telepathic, aren't?
I
Isn't
think
that magic's telepathic?
message is telepathic, right?
Then that works.
Yeah,
then
you'll be
then
fine.
then we don't have to have a system. Never mind.
That being
So-
said, you can still squawk.
Sure, go ahead.
So if possible, identify the window that you
I
saw in the
can't.
vision.
I don't have identify.
Well,
I believe the
Don't-
sister.
Oh,
I
to
don't mean
find it.
like find,
Locate.
as
Yeah.
in locate.
I believe Sister Aline said that it is in the cathedral, which is in the upper.
Correct. But if you know the exact window, we will need it for my plan.
Okay.
So I'm going to cast detect magic as a ritual. Change it into whatever the hawk of the area would be. Not like cerulean, not majestic hawk, just like red-tailed hawk. Something
Sure.
simple. And then fly straight for. Do you want to pass without a trace us?
Sure.
How are you?
Wait.
You
Oh
would
yeah, I
have to
can't
stay
because you
within
have to stay
30
within 10
feet of
feet
him.
or 30 feet.
Oh, got it.
So then no, I'm just walking on foot. So you're gonna have to. You're just gonna have to be a hawk.
That's fine.
Unfortunately.
No, that's fine. And then head towards the tower, and go towards the seaside because that's the side that had the window.
And I will also walk towards the tower.
Alrighty.
Just try to scout it
You
out.
guys make your way to Trilea and you flying there, trying to fly as fast as you can. Go ahead and roll me perception. As you enter into Trilea, you are now looking for what you believe to be her manor.
And because I detect magic.
You're talking to both of us or just her right
Just her,
now? Okay, jeez.
to the hawk.
Yeah, because that's concentration, so I can't guidance myself.
You can't guidance as a bird anyway.
Ooh. What was I rolling?
Perception.
11.
Alright, so you fly and you realize this has been a while. You start looking around and start getting a little bit of panicked. It takes you a better part of 15 minutes. You eventually fly and detect magic at the point it's faded. You lose concentration on it. And you're now fluttering around the manor. What do you wish to do?
I'm still looking for that window.
Alright, roll perception again.
Please, this time. 14.
You're fluttering around this large, stately manor that is on the highest point, and you know that height is very important to Mercenians and the members of House Moira. On the highest point, on the highest hill, the highest point of the highest hill of Trilea is this beautiful, stately manor that is beautiful white stone and pink adornments with turquoise touches. There is a number of windows. There's a sunroom. There's what probably appears to be a basement built into the side of the hill. There's a porch, a stone porch that goes out the back, overlooking the outer limits of the city. But as you look and look, it takes you more time than you would have liked. But you do come around the back, and on the highest pier of the mansion, where perhaps most people would put a bedroom or anything else, facing north, there are a set of windows, stained glass windows, that give this beautiful prismatic rainbow kind of light emitting from them. Now, approaching early evening, around 4 o'clock at this point, I imagine, because it would probably be more like 1, you guys go back, forth. And the sun beginning not to set necessarily, but to fall, you stare at the stained glass windows of this cathedral-like structure that is in the back of her home. What do you wish to do?
If I look away from those, do I see the same mountains behind me?
You do.
Okay. And if I look down, how far to the ground is it? If I'm even with the middle of the window.
Right, I would say 40 feet or so.
Only? Okay.
Maybe more. I'm trying to think.
Less
I would say 60.
Okay.
60 to the first floor of the building. To past the cliff, way beyond, you know?
Well, just to where, like, the street level would be.
Right, yeah, about 60 feet, yeah.
So about 6 stories up.
Yep.
Okay.
Everything okay up there?
Fine so far. From that window to the roof, how far is it?
I'd say another 20 feet.
Another 20 feet. If I fly up to the roof and find like the peak to perch on, are there any chimneys? Are there any, I don't know, not trapdoors, but so people can get up and repair the roof?
There are several chimneys.
Some more chimneys, and then any door stair toppers for getting up onto the roof?
Yep.
Okay. Are they locked?
You don't know?
Got it. Is there anyone stationed up here archery-wise?
Roll perception again.
7. Or not 7, 12.
In plain sight, there's no rooftop archers. There's a couple, not gargoyles. There's a couple of fixtures to the rooftop. That's about it.
Just statues.
Yeah.
And then, if I swoop down to street level, what are the doors that are right down there at the very bottom of this tower? Are there any doors?
Front, back, side.
Got it. Then I will see if I can find Justice in the crowd in the area.
All right. You flutter on down. You eventually find Justice.
How was your reconnaissance? Oh, I'm not actually going to talk to the hawk unless she lands on me,
No,
which would just draw attention.
just awkwardly flying above you. Yeah,
So
like 20, 30 feet up.
I'm going to approach the building as we had talked about, and before I get close enough to it, I'll discreetly try to cast Detect Magic with Gladiosa and just try to survey the building.
Detect Magic's like 30 feet? 60?
It is.
Yeah. So you basically reach the wrought iron gate and the stone walls.
Oh, you can't get closer at all?
You cannot get to
It's very far off the street?
Hundreds of feet, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm like...
It's perched high on this hill.
Well,
there's mazes and
Is
meadows.
the gate magically
It is.
enchanted? That tells us something.
Mm-hmm. As is the stonework, as are the hedges just beyond the gate.
Schools of magic.
Abjuration, evocation, illusion, enchantment.
All in one spot? Like,
Intermittently.
okay.
It's like a wet. It's one of these complex weaves that disperses. Powerful guard magic.
Yep.
The statues just beyond the gates are enchanted.
So all the
Any-
things have kind of the same amalgamation of
Mhm.
magics.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's a network.
Interesting.
And do I see I'm guessing how tall are the gated walls? Are they pretty tall?
Yeah, they're tall. They're
Okay.
20 feet.
Anything, not to be vague,
That's okay.
anything that draws my attention, like tactically, if I'm trying to survey the building.
No, this is. I
Well,
mean,
the
it's
street-
definitely designed to deter any kind of casual
Right.
intrusion, even beyond casual. There doesn't seem to be any holes. There's like no dilapidation. This is a very well kept, well maintained wall. Everything is tip top defensible.
And
This is basically a fortress.
Gotcha. And across the street nearby, is it open, or are there like other shops and whatnot?
There are no shops in this area. This is all residential.
All residential, and they're all probably
Yeah.
equally nice.
Not quite as nice as hers. Hers is on the highest point of the highest hill, but a lot of beautiful homes with stone walls. Yep.
Okay.
Lighter magical enchantments, not as complex, but yeah.
And guards folk around.
Mm-hmm. Intermittently throughout, there are a lot of town guards, House Moira guards.
Exactly.
But yeah, and in the grounds you can see some figures move.
Exactly. I'll feel satisfied and start to walk back towards the alley. I'm going to try to make sure I'm not being followed.
Roll perception.
7.
Not being followed.
Perfect.
Except by me.
Dun 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 dun.
I lose her.
Forgetting the dogs there. Alright, I'll return to the alley.
To-
Or where we're supposed to meet.
It goes back to the island.
The alley.
Alley.
I thought you said island. I'm
I
sorry.
heard island too.
Okay.
I put the dagger in my
He's
mouth.
still under the spell.
I gotta get into that. I gotta get into that temple, guys. So I'll go back to wherever our reconvening spot was. Meet up with those guys.
Y'all reconvene.
Just basically reiterate what we found.
Where were we reconvening?
Well, we probably meet back up in that same alley because that's
Yeah,
where
you
we
guys
were
were gonna
waiting.
leave. Yeah.
And then head back to the
Plastered mirror.
and then talk in the hut.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I will stay a hawk, and a light on the gutter until Justice gets back,
Okay.
and then just follow them back to wherever they're going.
All right. You guys arrive back to the plastered mare without any incidents.
Any messages at the plastered mare?
No.
Darn. Oh, Finnan.
All right.
Now reaching close to dusk, you do. There is a kind of a spark of. Card lands in front of you, Gilly.
What's it say?
It says, "Gilly, Morgan here. What do you want? What would you want? What do you want me to do? You can respond to this message."
We all heard that, right?
Did you guys tell us the information that you guys found?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So,
Then we should.
Can she dispel the wards on the mansion?
do
She
you want me to
powerful
ask
enough
her
to
to
do
meet
that?
here discreetly?
Yes.
Yes. If
Where-
possible.
We're at the plastered mare. Are you able to meet us discreetly here? Or any other suggestion?
The ball of light reforms into a message. Zips out. What are you guys doing?
Oh, I thought it was.
It's
I
not an
guess-
instantaneous reply.
Right.
Okay.
We'll go look for the potions or whatever in the storeroom while we wait, I guess.
Okay.
Sure.
Roll investigation.
I'll help you.
Guided.
We're so what's it called? Supportive friends
Yeah.
of every endeavor.
That's
That's
not
not bad.
23.
Did you roll the guidance?
Oh, I didn't think you'll be fine.
Yeah, still.
No, you don't find it.
Who knows?
27.
What did we find?
You find 2 basic healing potions, 2 greater healing potions.
Other people can have those.
Yeah, I don't need them.
I still have 5 greater, I think.
Holy crap.
2 basic and 2 greater.
I haven't been hit.
Is there anything else?
with a 27. There's a few little regions and accoutrements used for various magical rituals. Probably not stuff you should take. And I would
Gotcha.
say with the 27.
Pretty hot.
I have a +7 to investigate.
So do I.
I would take, if you don't mind, one of the at least basic.
There is one
Be right with
potion
you.
of fire breath.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that'll make two of us that can have that.
Well, isn't your breath just poison?
I bought a potion of fire breath back in Cragman Dew.
Oh, mother.
What does it do?
Lets you breathe fire.
Three times.
Okay.
So it's the fire breath weapon 3 times.
4d6 fire damage.
So action, bonus action.
Actions.
Is it just 3 times, or does it like expend
Three
itself at some
times.
point? Just
3
Or-
times or anything.
or an hour.
And
within an hour. Okay.
Got it.
3 times within an hour.
it's in
Bonus action to
Yeah.
exhale fire
Right.
at a target within 30 feet. Bonus action. Target DC dexterity 13. Saving throw 46 fire or half on a fail. 1 hour or 3 uses.
Okay.
Woo!
So,
I could take that.
Yeah, I've got a few potions hanging around. Or I think we found that in the loop from the Sorcerer King's Lair.
But yeah, you definitely have one.
okay.
If nobody minds, I'll take the fire breath potion.
Yeah, I think that's probably fine.
Okay.
I do have one observation. I do not mind. However, it has seemed that lately Gilly is the one who is tapped for spells. Having another offensive option might not be a bad idea. You have your sword.
Mm.
It is just a thought.
True.
I do also seem to be getting a lot of the attention of the people that we've been coming up against.
They're not wrong.
All right.
What's up to you?
I mean,
I'm
I'm
it's up to you,
completely willing to adjust as we need to, depending on what our plan is and things like that. I'm not dead set on it or anything, but
Mhm.
Justice does have a point.
That's fine. Go for it.
Who needs what potions?
I don't need any potions.
I don't need any potions either.
One of each to each of us?
That is fine. My thought is I'm quite mobile, and I've had to, during combat before, administer to those who have fallen. So, that is part of my motivation for carrying more. I have 2 greater at this moment, but I can give
I'll
them
give
if
you
needed.
one of my graders.
Yeah, let me see what I've
Okay.
got right
Yeah.
now.
So now I have 4 greater. So I'm good, and you should have 3.
No,
well, I
she
guess
is
4 with
no,
the
4.
plus 1.
Yeah, because I'm pretty fast. I can get to and pour in
Correct.
people's mouths, especially if I'm hasted. Do we want to?
So we're still doing one of each to each
Yes.
of us?
Mhm.
only?
Yep.
Okay. So let me just... Nice, because that...
So now that we are here,
Did you want to put up the tiny hut? Because the storeroom's downstairs, right, where we did the ritual yesterday?
Correct.
Only thing is, if I put up the hut, the
Someone will
message
have-
won't be able to get through to us.
True. I feel like we're safe here. I didn't
Indeed.
double check, but I feel like we're safe
I
here.
don't think you're wrong. I just think that it might help in case that Moira is trying to scry on us.
you can check and see if the plaster mirror is
Oh.
somehow worded.
Though, if you're using detect magics, it should be able to tell us if we're being scryed upon, right?
I do not know.
Is that how that works?
That's
No?
not how that works.
No, because the scrying isn't happening within
Yeah.
30 feet.
The
of
scrying
us.
sensor is invisible.
And the detect magic wouldn't detect divination magic near us.
Correct. It's invisible. You can't see it.
Right.
I think we're most likely fine here.
Indeed.
Well,
I mean, the message will come
So-
through.
You can make it clear, and we can see the message bouncing around trying to find you. Yes. And then you could leave the tiny hut.
would it be able to find me if I were in the hut?
You're worried it will not be able to.
Right.
Well, we have told her where we are. We asked her to come. Or we could just speak plainly here.
You know what? I'm just gonna, real quick, for the hell of it, I'm gonna use message and just say, Morgan, are you nearby?
There's no response.
Okay. Not close by.
I should probably just run outside of town because we haven't heard we haven't heard that she's come into town.
Indeed.
Right. Or she could have stealthily, illusory got in
So
somewhere.
Let's return to the
do
room.
some tiny hut. We can be there for 10 minutes. We can limit it and
Yeah, it
then
won't
get
take
out.
long.
Okay. Well, it'll take me. I start casting the ritual.
Alright, after 10 minutes, whew, bubble appears.
Okay.
We're in a bubble. So this is
Alright.
so. Tower is probably magically warded. I couldn't tell. I couldn't fly fast enough. What'd you see downstairs?
I was not able to get close. There's a significant amount of magical warding on the gates and whatnot. It would stand to reason that the building itself has magical warding.
That makes sense.
The rooftop doesn't appear to be guarded specifically, but again, I didn't have detect magic up, so I'm not sure if there were illusions or invisibility hiding any guards. There's a number of chimneys and rooftop doors for maintenance and what have you that are on the rooftop that if we could break presumably they're locked. And I, as a bird, did not seem to disturb it, so nothing shot at me. So we might be able to fly in.
I would assume that the roof entrances are also warded.
I'm sure the whole building's warded.
Probably, but we might be able to dispel one of them, avoid some of the guards. If I remember correctly from the island, you can transport 2 of you
Correct.
a decent amount of space, potentially onto the roof.
So, the plan I was thinking of is either I could transfer us up to the roof with Dimension, or you fly up there. Justice, I believe, can also fly, if I'm not mistaken.
Indeed.
So we either all fly up there, or if the wards are down on the building, if Morgan can destroy the wards or dispel them somehow, or if any one of us can dispel them somehow, we could actually Dimension Door right into the room, if I know its location.
What would I know about wards after going through the O'Shea house?
Go ahead and roll Arcana.
I can assist.
Yeah, either of us could.
So the 3 of you start talking about your experiences with wards in the O'Shea Manor and the dungeon.
20.
So just general, once a ward is dispelled, it's dispelled.
I
Most
was
common,
thinking more of how families ward their houses that have money.
they ward them very well.
Yeah.
They ward them by first line of defense is alarm. After that are several others, guards and wards. Nysel's magic aura, anything. Both magic that conceals the nature of the magic that's warding, magic that alerts guard members, and magic that punishes those who come in through it. There's also forbearance to prevent teleportation from outward creatures, all sorts of stuff. People who have a lot of money, and also Fonzie Moira is, as far as you know, a powerful magical practitioner, so.
So I'm worried the Dimension Door wouldn't necessarily get you up there, but
It maybe get me up there, but it'll most likely trigger wards.
yeah,
Into the room without it being dispelled or down. It's not going to be possible, most likely.
So if we do that, then maybe we get us as close as possible without triggering any of the wards. Justice and I tried to dispel in a small spot at the top of the tower where you might be able to see us. And can you send pictures with message?
No.
Not like mental pictures, even though it's all
Correct.
telepathy.
It's just like hearing.
I mean, if I know
words.
your general direction and I know about how far away you are, I can wing it.
Because it's no more than 60 feet from the ground.
So here's the thing. If you're going to be doing any dispelling, I can enhance your ability to do so.
Okay.
Because that came in very useful, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I also packed I packed. What did I pack?
And give you an inspiration before you go to.
I also packed enhanceability and dispel magic, but I can't do both myself.
Perhaps we are able to get to the roof.
Yet only one of them is concentration.
True, but once I cast another spell, I can't keep concentration on the first one.
Only if they're both concentration.
Oh.
What are the two spells in question?
Dispel magic and
enhanceability Dispel
enhanceability.
magic.
You're good.
Oh,
The
I guess
thing
I
is, it's better if I cast enhanceability on you because then you can use guidance. Because guidance is concentration.
I have.
did. Oh, hell
That's the situation that we've ended up in before, where I couldn't both guide and cast enhanceability.
I have an idea. At least 3 of us have the ability to fly, and Sevilius has the ability to teleport. We could get onto the roof, attempt to dispel any magics on the window.
I can't fly,
No, but you could take the boots and I can turn back into a bird.
and then I have to give up one of my other items.
I'm simply stating
I-
facts. He
I
could
can
also teleport to
with her.
people.
I can teleport
Okay,
to people.
alright.
So we
never
could
mind.
get to the
Okay,
window, dispel any magics on the window, break said window, and then we would immediately be in the room where he is being held.
So, I'm not 100% familiar with these magics, but the window is prismatic. I don't know if that would be an enhancer for the prismatic wall we saw him through, or if it created it somehow as an illusion. I'm not entirely sure.
We would probably know if the dispelling was effective or not.
I mean, if we wanted to take the more stealthy approach and get in and onto the roof and get him out, then
I feel like
maybe
that would be the
going through one
quickest.
of the doors on the roof. Yeah, I mean, it would be.
Because
You
then
could
we'd
even
be within 30 feet of the window, so we could always go down through the
Yeah.
window after we're on the roof.
Exactly.
So we can
We
get
could-
out of the window afterwards.
Catch any alarms.
Right.
Okay. Well, why don't we put this conversation on a bit of a pause? Get out of the bubble so that whenever Morgan responds, because we can make more informed decisions once we talk to Morgan.
Yep.
Okay. We'll dispel the hut.
Hut falls. You guys wait a little bit for the message.
I'll also check up to see if there have been any mundane messages left of the inn.
You go up to the innkeeper of the Plastered Mare, and there seems to be no reply. After a little bit, a light appears with the red envelope. Well, I suppose I could, but I'd honestly prefer to make an entrance. We're flying by airship here. But sure, I'll come to the Plastered Mare.
Can I reply to that one?
Yeah.
Are we able to get to her? Do you
Not
think?
easily. I don't think.
Depending on where she's at, we could try and stealth our way to wherever she is.
You could fly to her,
I could.
and then it. What?
Sorry, I'm feeling a lot of it. Did you ask her to meet you discreetly at the Plastered Mare?
We
Yes,
did.
discreetly,
Or
Okay.
anywhere else she had a better
or if she had an
Gotcha.
alternative plan. Yeah.
So it looks like she's coming to the Plastered Mare.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's wait for her. I mean, there's nothing to say
Asked
that.
her twice to meet you discreetly. So
Right.
Yeah.
she's coming in.
Okay. Okay.
So you guys wait with bated breath.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, the room darkens. There's a stiff and cold wind that kind of, from the shadows, there's a little motion. Morgan and Glitch emerge from this kind of umbral door.
Who all else is in this main room that we're in?
This is empty at this point.
Yeah, I assume we either went back downstairs or it was empty.
No.
Yeah.
And so you guys, Morgan and Glitch, are there? Well, Morgan's like, I sure hope this is, our clandestine meeting is worth it. I'm gonna be disappointing a lot of fans.
I don't think there's any reason why you shouldn't also be able to make an entrance. That's actually what we're trying to maybe coordinate, you making an entrance at a fortuitous moment. I don't know if that would work
Well, my
for
airship's
you.
currently parked outside of Mercinia.
Sorry. Well, how do you feel about Hansia Moira, or the Moiras in general.
I don't particularly care for him.
Would it make you feel better about the situation if we were trying to route one of their plans
I mean,
to bring them more power?
I that suits me just fine. What is it that you wish me to do?
She's holding my husband Alric. Has been for 15 years.
My
He's
goodness.
currently chained to a statue of Marissa, where her swords have been replaced by chains.
Oh, Kiki.
Yeah, she's a whole bunch of crazy. But she is completing a ritual this week that will amass her power, potentially allow her the shape of a dragon, and she's trying to do it in the name of Marissa.
Oh no, well we can't have people going around completing dark rituals so they can transform into dragons.
Mm-hmm. That'd be terrible.
Unsavory!
Can you imagine?
Because we didn't fill her in on any of that, did we?
It'd be the worst.
I mean, that's not my bag, so no.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway,
We would not
we
condone
obviously
such
have to
a-
stop her.
Right. No,
Indeed.
dark, sinister
So-
ritual, and if she's not inviting us to participate, then we definitely don't want to do it.
Yeah, definitely.
And I
We
mean,
want to crash that party, so to speak.
So, and you would like me to what? Cause a scene?
So we have two
I'll
options.
cause a scene, I don't mind.
Either we can cause a scene to try to draw Moira away, or, if possible, we need to somehow break the wards on her manor
Okay.
because we'll have trouble potentially getting through them.
further, I don't know. This is just a thought, an idea. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But is there maybe the possibility of having some sort of alibi for us? So maybe an illusory set of us at some public place or something, or...
Oh, certainly.
Okay.
I have no trouble doing that.
So Moira will be able to see through that if she shows up.
Sure.
However, I don't imagine she's making public appearances at the moment,
Right.
as she's currently wearing a weird mask.
Correct.
All right. Well, you are yet again up to very exciting things. This is why, we are friends.
I thought he was dead. I didn't have any hope,
Oh.
and here he is.
So is this kind of a vengeance thing?
A rescue thing, primarily.
It's a rescue mission.
If it turns into a vengeance thing,
You could call strangers
is
rescuing.
it-
Mm-hmm.
she will not stop me from getting him out.
All right. Well, sure. I will crash something and throw a party and have you all appear as if you're there. That's fine. I can do that for you.
Maybe tomorrow evening.
Tomorrow evening.
Is there a reason that's not?
Any
we should
photographers
Do it
with
tonight.
witch lights would be able to see through that, or no?
We won't be inviting any adversarial photographers to the party
This
Okay.
time.
this time. Hey, they get it. Sometimes they get through.
That's right. That's
Mhm.
right.
We should do it tonight if possible.
Yeah, I would. If I'm going to arrive tonight, I'm gonna make
Yeah.
the scene tonight. I'm
Exactly.
not gonna keep it
Indeed.
apart.
That's fine by me.
Okay.
Okay. So that's two of the things. Was there any... Is that good? Are we good? Did
She's
we...
gonna make us a scene. She's gonna give us an alibi, which I hadn't even thought of. So
No.
thank you.
Yeah.
Any
And-
potential for dispelling or anything? Or is that kind of out of your wheelhouse?
Oh, it's well within my wheelhouse, darling, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm not your lackey.
Right. And also, it would just... Morgan strolling through, dispelling wards and such.
I mean, I'm just not going to do the legwork.
Of course.
I think that we
I
have.
think you've got the dynamic in here mixed up, turned around.
Correct. I'm the lady of winter. You're,
Mm-hmm.
I think that we've expended all
It's a
resources.
great team.
Prince of
That are-
the Aramir. Too crazy.
Yes, however, I'm no prince.
Right. Look, that we've expended all resources at our disposal.
Oh, go you. You guys are so terrific. I missed you all. We'll have to
Let's do
actually.
Morgan.
Oh, thank you.
We'll have to have an actual party or
where
something.
you're actually there,
That would be nice.
provided you don't get eaten by the lady who's going to be a dragon.
Correct.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Try not to get one of my newest knight killed.
We'll keep her alive. She's priority number 2 over Alric. Don't tell her I said so.
Sure.
I think she could hear you.
Any
Can't.
particular recommendations where I should crash?
Well, we're hoping that wherever it is.
Okay.
Well, we're hoping wherever it is, it will draw enough attention away from her manse, right?
How much do we want to piss off Sister Eileen?
Oh,
She is a very tall chapel that's right next door to Trilea.
Yeah. However,
That would be.
That
We
would-
like her.
that would make certain people think that they're
Her trepidation is what tells me that's a good idea. Sounds good.
Sure, you can do it.
All right.
So shall we coordinate times? Perhaps the landing occurs in 1 hour to give us time to get into position.
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half. Sure.
Okay.
Plus travel.
All right, and I have to get ready.
Of course.
I mean, look at me.
You're gorgeous
Clearly.
as always.
Thank you, darling.
I was about to say, it is. Get-
Well, good luck.
How are we setting a specific time?
we
or...
just said 90
hour and a
minutes.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's
I
okay.
was wondering how we were coordinating in my head while that happened. My bad.
So she backs away into the shadows? She literally does. An umbral door opens behind her.
My glitch.
Gives you a little wink.
Yep.
And the door closes. The shadows return to normal.
Okay, so that'll give us an hour for a short rest to regain anything we need, we want. And then travel time.
Yep.
So we're left with basically what we had before. I put the hut back up. Do we have any further planning that we can / want to do
Your
while we're
orphan.
taking our short rest in this hut?
I forgot about your orphan.
I do not believe that she would be a valuable resource in this time. She is too green, and we have not fully secured her
Yeah,
trust.
that's a variable that.
Your
We will talk about it after the mission.
That's right. I don't know
The
anything.
sand is
You guys
flowing.
don't know anything.
The sand is flowing through the
I
hourglass
had
as we
leaned
speak.
in and whispered
Correct.
this in his ear.
We have 80 minutes.
Secrets.
We're
Yeah, I
all in
think
a
that-
hut that's this size.
Yep, secrets.
Yeah, I think the best we can do is just get up to the roof and go from there.
We will either try to dispel any wardings. My recommendation is the window. We could perhaps get through a door on the roof and then be flummoxed by an additional door inside.
Correct.
I did not see one. It was just the window to the room, and then doors on the back end, on each side of the statue,
I'm
if I
saying,
remember correctly.
so yes, if we dispel a magical ward on the door on the roof, get inside, and then come across yet another magical ward on the door inside.
There won't be a door, but there could be another magical ward inside. Yes.
Okay.
Thoughts. Here, I have some thoughts. If we're trying to get the ward dispelled on the window, because I'm assuming there's wards on the window, you'd have to probably repel, and we're going in off the roof. If you get to the roof, and the two of you can help her rappel down with like the assistance of rope and grappling hook and climbing kit, that sort of thing, like a harness and whatever.
That was the plan.
Yep. Then, if you can you cast invisibility?
Not today.
Shit.
I
It
can.
is likely unneeded. It is
Yeah,
night.
but
Correct.
you can't cast 2 spells.
True.
We could also just jump and feather fall into the window.
Right, but hang on. Because she's got to dispel first before we get through the window.
Correct. Once it's dispelled, we can jump and feather fall through the window.
Right, but I was talking about her being unseen to dispel.
I can cast Pass Without Trace. We will be on the roof. She just
Okay.
leans down,
Okay.
sees the window, casts Dispel, then we jump down.
Yeah.
Okay.
I should be
With
able to.
short of invisibility, that's pretty good. And
Yes.
so I'll have enhanced ability up on you. You'll have pass without a trace up,
Yes.
and you can guide yourself. I'll have given you inspiration, and you can use the repelling combination of things, you can dispel the ward, hopefully.
Or just
And
let it
then,
fall.
and then we don't know from there, right?
And
Yeah.
that is the best we can do. We
Did
can,
you pack counterspell today? For the love of God, please tell me you packed counterspell today.
Why would he?
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
counterspell. I picked Dispel Magic.
Perhaps he
That
can
won't
dispel
help us when she's casting a spell at us.
it. Perhaps it will
Well,
help.
then you should cast Counterspell.
Perhaps it will
I only
help.
have 3 of them a day.
Okay.
Hey, let's focus. We have 75 minutes. I think that we need to get into position.
Yes,
So,
but
So
I don't
that-
want us to all just blast in there and get killed.
no, so we'll
That doesn't help
stealth to
anyone.
the stealth as close as we can get without being seen.
Mhm.
Em and I will try to get to the roof by flying. You can message us every minute, 30 seconds, whatever makes you happy.
It'll be a lot.
I will respond every time you say something. It may just be angry grunting, but I will
Well,
respond.
he'll have eyes on
I
you.
think
I don't
that-
want to break your concentration. I'll just be messaging him.
Okay. We'll get up there. We'll confirm in a position, help them teleport up, and then we do the thing. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Let us head out.
That's great.
Should I stick with the potion then? The fire breath?
Yes.
It will give you something in case you expend most of your magic using a counterspell.
Just in case. Okay, that's good. That's good, that's good.
I think we are ready.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know what else I can...
Mrs. Kilgast, are you ready?
Beyond ready.
Then let us set out.
Alrighty. So you guys are headed towards the manor, coordinating your movements, yada yada yada.
Yep.
So describe what you would like to do once you reach the manor, the grounds.
It's outside of the warding, outside of the gates. Find our way as close to that north tower as possible.
Alrighty. So basically,
Stealth
if you're on foot, yes. So if you're on foot, basically how this is structured is it's on the so the wall goes around the grounds, right? And basically any point beneath that is sheer cliff. So there's no footing any closer. The closest you can get is like a little bit around the way to like the lower points, and then it immediately starts going down, down, down. Her manor and her hill are on the side of a cliff. Everything is sheer. It's beautifully defended.
So that would put us how far away? Give or take a little bit.
You would still be a good ways away. You wouldn't even be within the grounds. So you'd be several hundred feet away.
Is it dimension doorable away?
It is.
Perfect. So we get that far, you turn to a bird or use your winged boots.
Winged boots, and we pass without a trace on all 4 of us, and then
Well, it's
so they
within
can
a
use
radius
it
of
if you're
me.
close enough to them.
I don't need to cast it on them, I think.
Yeah, it's just radius once we enter in.
Right.
Yeah,
It
so
should
once
work,
we get
right?
up there, we'll cast it.
Okay.
Because ours is an instant blip. So
Yeah. Okay. So we find them someplace to hide, basically, where they're not going to be seen, and then
Yeah.
Your plan is a dimension door into the top level, or
the
to
roofing.
dimension door onto the roof.
onto the
right
roof?
there. Right.
Yeah.
And
That
then
is
they're
doable.
going to go down.
That is doable. Even you are at the you will just barely get on there. You
I
get a
know.
feeling, yeah, this could get dicey. Let's put it that way.
That's why I'm using them. So if I know where they are,
I understand.
I can use that as a point of reference for dimension door rather than just
Would you
500
roll?
feet in that
Stealthy?
direction.
Yeah.
For stealth, yeah. Oh, and I have enhanced ability. What do I have enhanced ability on?
Wisdom,
You
right?
use wisdom, so wisdom.
Okay.
And pass without a trace lasts for 1 hour. So yes, I use that. 36 for my stealth. I rolled it at 20.
I'm also...
And then I'm at 22.
First level arm of
With that
the
plus 10?
itself.
Yes. I rolled a 5.
So you guys are flying over stealthily.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to avoid any lights.
You hear a.
Yep.
I can't get past the stone wall.
That is a problem. Is this something that could be dispelled?
You can try. It's hollow ground.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It can be dispelled. It can be dispelled.
I'm looking at you.
Did she say something so that all could hear us?
She's
or
saying
was
it out
she
loud.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's invisible, but she's saying it out loud.
where would it be centered on?
The ground.
The ground. Let's get this window taken care of first. Get all of us back together, and then.
Perhaps we should do it now so that we can get to the building. She cannot come with. We would get everyone to the building, then I would come back and then
We're,
we try to
we're
dispel
60
it.
feet in the air trying to get onto the roof. I can't get to the ground unless I go back to the ground.
What's the range on dispel magic?
Isn't
You
it
can
30
just-
feet?
We could
You
just
can-
like go down
Yeah.
a little bit and then...
You can send a whip at the ground from 30 feet above if you'd like.
Oh, I lied. Dispel magic's 120.
Holy sh! I
So,
honestly
like-
thought it was just
Fine.
60.
Yeah, we're way
There
up
we
there.
go.
I took a thing that all of my things are double. So
Oh,
I've got double.
your spell,
spell.
yeah.
Can you
that's
cast
true.
a wild shape
Ah.
though?
You're not wild shape.
I'm now
Winged
wild
boots.
shaped. I'm wearing my winged boots.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
Got it.
are you gonna send a whip at the ground?
When you did detect magic earlier, would that
I
give us
detected...
away?
I do not know. I'm not an arcanist. I detected many types of magic. I would assume that any ward being brought down will somehow alert them.
Everything okay up
Moving
there?
quickly.
Evidently, Mrs. Kilgas can't get through the warding because it's hallowed ground.
We are working on dispelling it. Mrs. Kilgast, how quickly could you get to us if we were, well, able? No, we have to do it now. We will just have to move quickly.
Maybe, can Mrs. Kilgas ask Sibelius to cast Dispel Magic on the ground?
Sure.
We could coordinate the timing of it,
And then I'll catch it on the window?
of course.
How far can you talk to Mrs. Kilgas?
Quite a ways.
Perfect. Instantaneous message. I like it.
We have a connection. Okay, we will reconvene shortly. We will have a coordinated strike.
We've sent you a
Fine.
cat.
All right.
So you see her scurry off, her little invisible form.
Oh.
You get to ride with her for a little bit.
Oh, hi.
Hi! Alrighty, what are you guys doing?
Fly up to the roof.
Alrighty, so as you guys hover above the roof, so there's this kind of motion out of the corner of your eye, and you see a little black cat with her reverse paws.
Mm-hmm.
He sent me. You can hear her speak to your mind. He sent me to ask you to, when the time is right, I'll tell you, I guess, dispel magic.
On.
The
The
ground.
ground is hollowed.
Perfect.
It's preventing my entrance.
That makes sense.
Place is warded against fiends.
Mm-hmm.
It's unfortunate.
If I wasn't stuck in this, well, it doesn't matter. Alright.
Oh no. Okay, so just land on the roof and hope for the best.
What would you wish to do?
I'm gonna land on the edge of the roof closest to the window. And then with my enhanced ability, dispel magic on the window.
Okay. So you on the roof. Go ahead.
Ooh, thank God for advantage. Okay. So that's a 19.
This is on the stained glass window.
And the wall surrounding it.
Yeah. So you send out an abjurant whip, kind of peeking down because it's around. You're like, you just need to see a sliver of it, and you just send that whip down with the sliver, and you go 19 total. You see like a couple things kind of go, and you see a shimmer fall.
The ward is down.
Are there any people?
Dispel the hallowed ground.
Alright. So,
Roll for dispel magic.
okay.
An intelligence check. Just straight
So
intelligence.
that would be.
Oh, I'm supposed to add an intelligence.
That's what I was
modifier?
asking you.
No,
I was like,
your
what is your...
wisdom.
15.
He casts with intelligence. You cast
Oh,
with...
that would have been.
You send out a whip,
Okay.
and you see Mrs. Kilgast just go jump through the
Perfect.
iron rock gate.
You should
It's,
tell him.
I mean, it's It's already
Oh, I was at
succeeded.
23, not 19.
You're all good.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it's fine.
Just in case there was more.
I forgot to add my wisdom
multiple
modifier
spells
to
or
it.
something.
So, yeah, you see the shimmer fall. Mrs. Kilgrass jumps through.
Shall we?
Okay. So I'm gonna fly down once I know it's done and just see if it'll jimmy open without breaking the window.
Jamie opened the window. I don't think. Dude, stay. It's not. In my mind, these are not the kind of windows that open. They're just straight up,
Ready?
like straight window to
We're gonna have to break it.
floor to ceiling, like
Oh, so I
stained
thought when I
glass.
looked
This
through it the
potion
last time, I could
now.
look
Wait.
through and see the mountains. I didn't realize I was looking
Wait.
through
You were
stained
looking.
glass.
Well, you were looking through a
Okay.
prismatic screen, let alone the stained glass windows.
Oh.
We're
These
gonna
are
have to-
behind the. These are behind the prismatic
Yeah.
screen.
Ooh. Okay.
It's all good. We're breaking.
Then I guess we're going straight for the window. We're gonna break it.
So
What's the good-
dimension door up to the roof.
Okay, so you guys appear on the roof.
Now, how are we getting in the window though?
We're gonna jump and feather fall in once they come in.
You guys, they are on the
So
roof
just
with you
step-
guys.
I'm going to, if we're
Whenever
ready.
Yes.
Lady Kilgast.
If I freeze the window, will
Or
that
Mrs.
make it
Kilgast.
easier to break?
I do not know.
It could, but you also just think anything that'll break some, do damage, enough damage is going to break the window. They're just
Alright.
windows that are no longer warded as far as
I
you
can
know.
throw my dagger. I will fly out, throw the dagger. You guys
Perfect.
go
I
in.
can also Eldritch Blast it if that might be quieter. I don't know.
I
I
mean, it's
think-
shattering glass. We should go now before we get
Maybe
spawning up
both
here.
at the same time so we do enough damage.
Sure.
So it's big enough hole.
We can both fly.
Okay.
Lady
Perfect.
Kilgast, are you here? I mean, Mrs. Kilgast, are you here?
I
She made it through.
here.
Let us go.
And then pretty much right after they break the window, I will cast Featherfall and then jump backwards and fall.
Alright. Everyone make me acrobatics checks. What are you breaking the window with?
Eldritch Blast.
Alrighty, roll your 2d10 for damage.
Okay.
So actually, as a bonus action before that, can I go into Blade Song? Since
Sure.
I know we're gonna probably be entering
Yep.
combat.
And it lasts for like 10 minutes or something.
Yeah.
And
it's
I'll
10 minutes.
drink my antitoxin.
That's smart.
Oh yeah, we forgot to do.
Too late.
So, acrobatics checks, everyone.
Okay. So that was 8 points of damage, force
I
damage.
have advantage on acrobatics checks
Oh.
because of Blade Song.
Well, my acrobatics is terrible. That's gonna be fun.
16.
I have
Alright.
guidance on myself. Okay.
16.
Do you want my damage too for window, or does it matter?
You can't have. Is that your enhance ability? Because you can't guidance. If you have enhance ability, you'll drop it.
No.
I
Okay,
cast
just
it.
checking.
Yeah. No.
What's your
um,
total?
uh,
So you say yourself a little quick little predator
7.
Eureka drill as you plunge forward 7.
I have my weekend
But you
boots,
are
though.
oh, then
We're
you're fine.
fine.
Oh, you
Yeah.
guys are fine. It's you.
Okay.
13.
17.
You guys are good.
Okay.
So you guys repel into
That's
the stained glass window. You see before you. Oh God, I don't even know how to talk about this. This is insane. You see before you guys land almost immediately on either side of a very large statue of Marissa, which contains Alric on either side. There is, as you land, basically 2 of you on this side, 2 of you on that side. You immediately see the brilliant, powerful prismatic wall that seems to encase it. Now you can see it more plainly. Is more like a sphere that encases the area that you're in a kind of a half sphere. Standing on one side is Alric on the side that you guys are on, and then on the other side is Franzia Moira wearing the dragon mask. And a woman that you now see more plainly who is pretty good size, well muscled, and wears brilliant white armor and has a large sword and shield. And on another side is another woman who has this kind of wild, kind of crazy wild hair with all these knots and these kind of druidic clothing and a gnarled staff. There's also a man who appears to be a priest in there.
Oh man. Oh no. Oh guys.
And there is Alric chained before them within this prismatic sphere. You guys all appear and land. Alric looks up. Finds Moira from beneath her thorn dragon mask sneers. She's like, well.
Is the mask still half and half?
half white, half green. You're here earlier than I expected. How have you been?
Dispel magic on the sphere.
No, we're protected
All right.
Wait,
Roll it.
Protected. What are we protected with?
from her. We're like,
Roll it.
okay, go for it.
For the dispel magic?
Because we're on the
We're on the
opposite
side with your husband. They're on the other side
we
of an
should break
impenetrable
Alric out.
sphere.
No, he's in the sphere.
Which we are
You guys
in.
are in it.
We're inside,
Yeah,
so it was around
it's a
the
wall
window.
between us and them.
Oh,
So
we're
Yeah,
inside the
Yes.
sphere.
So we're like in the cage with him, basically.
And the window
I
is
thought-
open.
Chained to the statue.
So let's unchain him and go.
I thought that the sphere
Yes.
was between us.
No, we are standing
Got
next
it.
to your husband.
Yeah, we're basically in his cage right now.
Sorry, I didn't mean to like. I figured you
just so
would
it's
understand.
clear.
If we're standing in the sphere,
You are.
I would get.
It's a half sphere. There's a prismatic sphere between you and everyone else, but you're in there with Alric.
Oh, I thought there was like a sphere between the groups. Not okay. Never
Yes,
mind. Then I
between
would
us
not
and
be doing that.
You
I
guys
would
are one
be-
group. There's a wall between you and the rest and the other guys.
Okay.
You guys plus Alric are one
I'm
group.
going to attack the chains that are holding Alric.
Okay, attack him.
And then I would be getting closer to Alric then.
It's a 19 on the dice.
I'm gonna cast frostbite on that before you do it.
All right,
because
go
if
ahead and
they're
roll damage.
cold, it might be
Yeah,
more
I will
brittle.
also
Roll your
help
2d6.
attack the chains as
Sneak
well.
attack or anything?
No, you can't sneak attack on an object.
Does-
What are you doing?
I'm also gonna
8.
attack the chains.
All right.
To
What are you
help
doing?
Does
Joseph.
he need any healing?
He looks pretty beat up.
Flurry of blows then?
Yeah,
Okay.
you can attack as many times as you like.
I'm also gonna slip him a greater healing potion.
So that's
I would have also healing word.
necrotic damage doesn't apply
Sure.
also.
Correct.
I guess.
You can't suck the life force of an object.
Electricity?
16 to hit the chains.
16
got-
hit the chains. Yep.
8 healing from me.
Okay.
And I handed him a greater healing. Do you want me to roll it, or do you want
Yep.
to roll it?
Go ahead and roll it.
So, keeping an eye on Moira, what is she doing?
She's just standing there with her rod. She keeps swiveling it around. She's like, "Oh, it's awfully entertaining all that you're doing."
11,
Is it actually Alric?
17.
17. Good job.
So 2 hits.
Yeah.
Both.
26 total
Yeah.
from the
Okay.
3 attacks.
All right. So his chains break free.
Oh. Yeah, I got a lot.
Yeah, you destroy it. He looks you in the eye, my beloved, my darling. As he does, his face changes
Of course
to
it does.
match yours, and you see the glimpse of a doppelganger, and he reaches for your throat. And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Of course.
Yep. 100% trap.
Alrighty.
There's nothing else we could have done.
Right.
So, but when we were going through the pearl, that was Alric, though, right?
You never know. You can't know. He could be disguised.
But I was detecting thoughts,
Oh.
True. Correct.
so yeah.
Did you get surface thoughts?
No, I went deeper,
Deeper.
than just surface.
We will find out what all this means when we
In
return.
2 weeks.
In 2 weeks.
Oh no! You know what? Radigan and all that can wait. Let's just throw the.
Thank you for everyone who showed up tonight. I had fun. I am quite tired. I'm a little zonked today. And I guess I'll show you guys the map.
Oh no.
That's fine.
The cathedral.
And where's that wall?
The sphere is kind of around. It's on the GM layer. I'll
Okay.
show it up. It's kind of like this.
Cool. Well.
Alrighty. Yeah, but to answer your questions, certain doppelgangers can project false thoughts. They can occupy the memories of people that they have studied.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fun.
They're called becomers. They're advanced doppelgangers.
Becomers.
Alrighty, I'm tired. Thank you for everyone. You know,
You little
see
shit.
you next week. We have a Halloween one shot, food themed. We're all gonna be evil.
Yeah.
Going to be.
Yeah, going to be. Then the week after that, we will pick up back with the Marquesa
Oh,
of
yeah.
Trilea.
Oh,
In the
man.
wonderful
We'll see how that
world
works.
of Edda.
may die. But that's okay.
We might all die.